This episode is brought to you by Harry's Razors. Fushing. This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host Nick Mason.
I'm here.
That's right.
Time to podcast.
Thank you to everybody who ordered the Mr. Koya shirts.
They're arriving.
The special Weekly Planet shirts. They are arriving. People are sending us wonderful photos.
Mm-hmm.
People are looking good. Some people ask, can you still get them?
No.
It's done. Maybe next year
Yeah,
if we do another one. But yeah, thank you for the patience, because obviously they had to get orders and everything and then go and get them made and then send them out. It's a whole process. Yeah. But what a shirt. I got one as well. I bloody love it. You already had one. You had the first.
I did have the first
Did you sign it? Because then it was worth even more.
No, it'd be worth even less.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did sign it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Can I sign it also?
I guess, yeah.
Great. So yeah, thanks to those people. It's great. It's been really it's been a nice thing for people to do.
And thanks to everybody. We should have done this last week, but I just remembered today. Thanks to everybody who donated to the Care Australia campaign.
Yes.
Because we got up to $47,000.
We all did collectively.
Collectively as a team.
And the lovely people from Care Australia, or not all of them, 2 of them came out to the show we did at PAX.
Yeah.
Gave us a nice little plaque, which we'll put a picture up of for all the people who gave us $47,000, which is the most by like $7,000 that we've ever
Ever raised,
got.
yeah.
So, which is incredible.
Yeah.
So well done, everybody. And I guess we'll do it again next year.
What do you mean you guess?
Like,
we will?
we have to do it again, don't we?
Yes.
It's the only thing that's keeping us out of hell.
It's exactly, that's right. Hang on, I'll just check the list of all the bad things I'm going to do in 2019.
Yeah, you want to make sure it's less than $47,000
worth, exactly, yeah.
I think the dog's at the door.
I'll get the dog.
All right, cool. While you're doing that, Mason, just want to let everybody still know that Claire's Just Make the Thing, my wife's podcast live show that's happening in Melbourne.
I'm sorry, who?
Claire, my wife, Claire.
Do it in the funny voice. I feel it's
Oh.
retro now. I think you can do it again.
Okay, cool. Yeah, baby.
Nice, good. I had a thought this week that there's nothing better than a totally dead-eyed, affectless, just reciting somebody's catchphrase like, yeah, totally shagadelic, baby.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing.
Yeah, it's really good, right?
Yeah. So myself will be on the panel because we're talking about just making stuff in general, whether that be a business, a creative endeavor, whatever, a side hustle, a main thing, whatever. Dave and Jess Warnicky will also be on the panel.
Dave and Jess Warnicky,
That's
famous
right,
married
that famous
couple.
Yeah. Jess Perkins and Dave Warnicky from Do Go On.
Yeah.
So it's
their combined name is Jess Warnicky.
That's right. It's in Melbourne at some bar in the city, isn't it? Howler.
In Brunswick.
In Brunswick on the 9th of December. Come along. Tickets are pretty cheap from memory. And there's if you enter Podcast Dog in the promo, you get a bloody discount on that. And just hang around after if you want to have a bloody beer and a chat.
It's a real nice place, yeah.
Yeah. So because it's not going to be a balls to the wall all out show. I don't think so. Anyway, it's going to be a pretty low key event. So hang around.
I would like to think that it is. You and Claire will get there, and before the show starts, she'll sit you down backstage. She'll be like, "Now listen, James, this is going to be balls to the walls." Because look, you don't know this, but the Just Make the Thing live shows, they're balls to the wall, mate.
Here's your dual wielding t-shirt cannons. You'll need those for the show. Yeah, no, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, everybody on that panel is great. So,
I like to think of the Just Make the Thing live shows like a Rammstein concert.
yeah.
Here's a big foam penis that's going to shoot fire. James, that's for you.
And you might get work off and come down as well. Is that
I
right?
hope so, yeah. Something like that, yeah.
No promises there, though.
No, that's right.
Yeah,
My schedule's tight.
That's right.
I texted you earlier today and I'm like, hey, I'm just on my way now. It might be a little bit late. And you were like, oh, that's fine. I'm just going to have a shower. And I'm like, that is a dedication to the form. I've never seen that before. I feel like
I came back from the gym. I was soaked in sweat, Mason.
Oh my goodness! I just think that if our positions were reversed, if you came to my house to record the podcast, I'd just do it from bed. I would give you, I wouldn't get up to let you in. I would give you a key. You could have a spare key, and then you would just come in and just put a microphone on the other pillow and just tap me and be like, hey, there's new set photos from Spider-Man Far From Home. And I'd be like, pretty good, I reckon.
I think when we first got this couch, you tried to do it lying down. You're like, I'm going to do this lying down. And then it wasn't. As if this could get any easier to do.
That's true. Well, I think we mentioned I was on last week's episode of Serious Issues, and Levins and I recorded it on the floor upstairs at PAX because all the couches were taken.
Yeah.
So we're just like, we'll record it on the floor. Where's the harm? And your legs fall asleep very quickly.
no good.
It's because all the blood rushes to your brain for podcasting.
For podcasting, yeah.
And then your legs go numb.
And your legs get whittled and drained.
That's right.
Mason, there was the craziest trailer I've ever seen this week.
Oh, yes.
Will Smith's Spies in Disguise.
Also featuring Tom Holland.
So basically, it starts as it's kind of The Incredibles. He's kind of in his prime, Mr. Incredible, super spy, super slick. He's got a gliding suit, but also he can fly independently of that, it seems, at the start of the trailer.
Right.
Because remember, he drops out of the helicopter and then he just shoots off, but it doesn't look like the wingsuit.
Right, okay.
And you see he's cutting glass and doing barrel rolls and doing karate chops, stepping into a car with an explosion behind him.
You've really lent very hard into this trailer. This has fascinated you all week, I think, this trailer.
It has. Look, if you haven't seen it, I'm about to spoil it, but just go and watch it.
All right. What's it called? Spies in Disguise. It's an animated, is it DreamWorks? Something like that.
I think it's 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, after all that, it just hard cuts to Will Smith is a pigeon.
He's been transformed using little scientist Tom Holland's super science. He's been turned into a pigeon.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the whole movie?
I don't know.
It can't be.
I don't know.
Because
are they going to turn him into other things?
No, I think maybe that I would hope. Also, why do I care about this movie? But I want to see Will Smith's animated super spy, Nick Fury style super spy. I don't want to see him waddling about as a pigeon. That's not interesting.
Do you ever see the movie Valiant, where Ewan McGregor's a World War II carrier pigeon or something?
No.
Anyway, I haven't, but it didn't look good.
Is that animated?
Yes.
I was going to say, wouldn't it be great if... Because, sometimes they do...
Yeah, you want to put him in the pluck a duck suit. There's a local reference that everybody should Google.
You want to do it live action, and you want to do it really bad green screen. And he perceives himself as... Everybody sees him as a pigeon, but he perceives himself as just a tiny Ewan McGregor.
He could definitely do bad green screen. He has before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what this trailer is missing is a scene where he meets with Tom Holland, and Tom Holland goes, listen, I've got the idea to turn you into the ultimate spy. No one will ever spot you. And then he turns into a pigeon. It just hard cuts into a pigeon. Like, there's no build-up. He's just a pigeon. He's a super spy, and then he's a pigeon. Yeah. And there's nothing in between that.
And then there's like another Pepe Le Pew style pigeon who falls in love with him immediately, which is pretty good. But
I bet that pigeon gets turned into a woman at the end.
Ooh.
I bet that happens.
A brain-damaged woman?
Yes.
Oh, no. But I think here's the thing though. You're bloody talking about it, aren't you?
I am.
You're talking about this movie.
I mean, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, I think you will, just to see how the super spider pigeon transition happens.
No, I won't.
I think you are fired up.
They'll spoil it in the next trailer anyway.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. Here we go, Mason. Me and you, we have a motto: we ride together, we die together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bad boys for life. We know that, right?
Yeah.
We've got those tattoos.
Speaking about bad boys for life.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is happening. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are back on board. Are they too old for this? Are they both too old for this now? Because one of them was... Maybe was one of them too old for it in the last one?
That's a good question.
Anyway, I fucking hate these movies. I've only seen the second one, and I think it's terrible.
Yep.
What do you think?
I just went over to... my mum and dad are moving house, and I went over to where I... like a huge pile of stuff that I've been dumping as I've moved houses over the years.
Yes.
And I dug out some old DVDs, and one of them was Bad Boys 1 and 2, and I threw it away just before. And then this announcement came up, and I'm like, should I have not thrown that away and watched them again? No.
You're okay. I think I will watch, before this comes out, I will watch the first one, but I am not watching that second one again. It goes forever. Yeah. And then they go to Cuba for 40 minutes at the end. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
Henry Rollins is in it, though.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, I just remember hating it. Because we saw it together.
Well, yeah, that's true. Because we ride together, we die together. So, Bad Boys for life. We watch every Bad Boys movie together except for the first one.
It's directed by Adil Al-Arbi and Bilal Fallah.
The heir to the Arby's fortune.
Correct.
Yep.
They've been working on the Snowfall TV series, which I haven't seen. Apparently it's good, from what I've heard. I think it's good that Michael Bay's not doing this. It means it might be good or coherent, or
Yeah, right.
I don't like any of the action. I don't like the characters. They're both the worst character from memory. One of them has a Lamborghini because he's just rich.
Yeah, but I think, and again, it has been a while since I've seen either of them, but I think they really lent into, in the first one, like one of them's, Will Smith's pretty cool and Martin Lawrence is kind of a regular guy, I think. And in the second one, they really leaned into Will Smith's the coolest guy in the world and Martin Lawrence is the world's biggest loser.
Yeah,
kind of thing, right? And they really...
Because he gets shot in the butt.
He gets shot in the butt, exactly.
Yeah.
I also, I wonder if... Because in the still, in the promo shot, Will Smith's wearing some sort of velour t-shirt situation.
Do you think it's linked to the movie?
What do you mean?
Do you think that's linked to the movie? That's the look for the movie?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I don't think they're filming it yet.
Oh, aren't they?
No, I think
maybe
that
that's
was
for
just
Bad Boys 2 then.
Yeah. No, they did an announcement, an
I see,
Instagram
right,
announcement, but I don't think it started
Well, I was
filming
going to say, because is Will Smith's character still cool and stylish, or has the world passed him by?
Yeah, I don't know, because I remember seeing Men in Black 3, which is fine, by the way. It's better than 2. And there's a bit where, Will Smith's like, hey, Tommy Lee Jones, you're old and out of touch and whatever. It's like, so are you.
Yeah, right.
You're 45. Which is fine, right? But they should have let more into that he's older now.
He's a grown-up,
It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
he's allowed to be older. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know if you can... I don't know how they're going to handle this. Probably very well. Joe Carnahan was going to do it. He did Wolf Fight, which I think would have been a good choice. And he's done other
Did he
things.
also do Smoking Aces?
I don't think he did.
Look, there's no time to look it up.
There isn't. Is it Joe Carnahan? It is. Let's bloody see, mate. Let's bloody see. He did the A-Team. I hate that movie. He did do Smoking Aces.
All right, okay.
Yeah, and did he do the new Death Wish? His name's on it. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that just about Bruce Willis just... No, direct... That's what I thought.
It's just Bruce Willis just wandering around a shopping mall going, it's political correctness gone mad. Can't say anything these days.
Oh, man. Anyway, Mason, as you know, we ride together, we die together.
Absolutely,
Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life.
And we will see this when it comes out, probably.
Yes,
and I
sure.
guess I'll probably have to watch the second one again.
And the first one for the first time.
Yes, Mason. Because, we ride together, we die together.
Exactly.
Bad Boys for Life. Anyway, speaking of Ewan McGregor movies, which we were, pigeon movies. This is not a pigeon movie. This isn't a Valiant sequel. Ewan McGregor has been cast as Black Mask in the Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah, all right.
Skinny body, big head. This works, I think. What do you think of his American accent?
When was the last time we heard him do an American accent?
Where's bloody...
I'm going to say not good.
Where's the last season?
It's fine, isn't it?
Where's the last season of Fargo set? He's good in that.
Right.
I think he's gotten better.
I'm not up to date.
Yeah, right.
Because the last time I remember him doing an American
You're thinking The
accent,
Island, aren't you?
Yeah, it was sort of quite generic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's that
Benedict Cumberbatch.
It's the Doctor House generic accent.
Yeah. Do you want to have a quick look at what he's been in lately?
Yeah.
I reckon he'll nail it. I think he's a great actor and a very handsome man, if you don't mind me saying so, Mason.
He could also just do a Scottish accent, I feel.
You know, he probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Black Mask from?
Scottish.
He's from Scottish, yes.
Well, the last one he did, I think, was bloody Trainspotting 2. And he did a great Scottish accent in that. So have you seen that yet?
No.
Christopher Robin, no. Zoe, never heard of it. Beauty and the Beast, no. He was French. American Pastoral, no. I don't know any of these movies. Last Days in the Desert, where he was Jesus. Haven't seen that one. But people use it to cut together fake Obi-Wan trailers.
All right, terrific.
No, that seems like there's been a lot of American accents of late. But anyway.
Good for him.
I think it was in Mordecai. Remember that?
I have watched some of Mordecai.
And you really liked it?
No.
Were you mortified?
No, I was underwhelmed.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah, that's right.
This Black Mask movie looks like... Not Black Mask. This Birds of Prey movie looks like it's going to be something.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully, yeah.
I mean, we've said that before about many movies.
Yeah, and they've all turned out really well. And this will be no
correct,
exception, especially in the DC universe.
Yes.
When when you're hot, you're hot. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. But when you're not, still hot?
Still hot.
Still hot,
Still
yeah.
hot. Still
Yeah.
smouldering away. I'm glad they're doing villains like this and not just... I mean, they are... I was about to say they're not doing the Joker again. They are doing the Joker again. But Batman's
It's
got
good
them...
to break up the monotony of 100 Joker movies with a villain that isn't the Joker. You're
Yeah.
correct. That's where you're going with that.
That's what I've got. Because Batman has an amazing rogues gallery.
Yep.
And we've seen so few of them. And this guy's great in that Arkham game, the one that he's
Origins,
in,
yeah.
Origins.
Uh-huh.
I want to see like Mr. Freeze, like a proper Mr.
Yes.
Freeze. I think people would forget if they did it as well. I don't think anyone would be like, well, this is, they already did this. Nobody would care. People would be like, yeah,
That's true.
absolutely, do Mr. Freeze.
Exactly, I would
do
love...
Clock King.
Yes.
Do them all. Do the one that turns into a bat, the man who's really a bat.
Man-Bat.
Do them all.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. What were we going to say? Sorry.
I was going to say I would like a way more low-key version of Mr. Freeze. Like a kind of like the one from the animated series that isn't all...
Nora,
Exactly.
my heart is cold, but my emotions are fiery hot. Is that it?
Yeah, that's an exact quote from that. Yes.
Yeah. It's a good episode. Didn't that win an Emmy?
It might have done, yeah.
Yeah. Great things are happening in the world.
So is that... I was going to say, are them... See, the problem with Batman and his rogues gallery is there's so many of them that I guess there's also a temptation to put in like 5 villains every movie.
Yeah.
Which I would, on one hand, I would kind of like to see it, but then also that's a waste of potential in a lot of cases, I think, because they're like, okay, well, we put, Batman and Robin, we put Bane in for, 2 scenes.
Yeah.
So he's done.
He's done, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I think it would be okay if you put him in briefly and then you cast a good actor and then you're like, we'll probably see
if
this.
people bite on that. Yeah.
Like Deathstroke at the end of Justice League.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like that, Mason.
Yeah.
Nailed it. When you're hot, you're hot.
Stop saying that.
We ride together, Mason.
Fine, and we die together. All right.
We got some details on Game of Thrones Season 8, that series you don't care about and think is grim and sad and hate.
Yep.
Okay, so apparently the opening episode is going to be a callback to the first episode of the show, where if you remember correctly, Robert Baratheon's...
Little boy just gets pushed out of a...
He does get pushed out a window, that's true. They're doing that again. They're pushing that kid back out the window. That was 2011. That's just been going forever.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah. But it's King Robert and he's...
But this time, they're doing it...
They break his top half?
I was going to say, it's like... They get the idea. You know how in all those old adventure shows, somebody gets hit in the head and they get amnesia, and then they get another hit to the head and their memory comes back. They're like, look, if we push him out the window again, he'll regain the use of his body.
What if we catapult him into the window from the ground up? So if you remember the first episode, Mason, which you probably don't.
I remember it.
Okay, King Robert turns up with Queen Cersei and Jaime Lannister, and they visit Winterfell, and he asks.
There's some incest.
There's quite a lot for a regular TV show. It's quite a lot. Yeah,
it's a bold opening gambit for the premiere of a TV series,
yes.
A genre TV series that nobody really knew if was going to be popular or not.
That's it.
Just chuck some incest in there.
Why not? And so it's a whole lot of people who've never really met, including Daenerys, and I wonder if Cersei Lannister's going to go back a meeting at Winterfell. So it's like a callback to that. And a whole lot of people who'd never interacted will be interacting with each other. So that sounds great. It's also going to have the biggest battle sequence they've ever done in any of these, where they fight the Army of the Dead again.
Wait, that's going to be in the first episode.
No, just in the series.
Okay,
I think there's only 8, and some of the episodes are very long. And
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this. I'm jazzed, Mason.
It would be a bit of a downer if they didn't have the bit. Like, what if they closed out with not the biggest action sequence they've ever seen?
That would be a
know what I mean?
bold maneuver, Mason.
Wouldn't it be? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the biggest amount of incest you've ever seen on the show. That's the finale.
Well, is there enough family members alive? Is there a family?
No, I don't
to
think so.
do that?
No.
Yeah. Also, the prequel's still happening. That's I think Naomi Watts got cast in that, which is that prequel leads up to the Long Night, which has happened 1,000 years before, or 10,000, or a billion.
Billion years.
Who knows?
Wow.
They still bloody bang on about it, though, don't they? I also want to see those spiders as big as hounds. They promised them in season 1. They're like, when the cold came, everyone was like, this sucks, and then there were big spiders.
Yep.
Yeah, so that would suck. Imagine if you're cold and there's a really big spider.
Big spider.
You wouldn't be warmed up to battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to stretch
Yeah.
in front of an open fire.
And spiders are a cold-blooded animal, so you couldn't even snuggle up for warmth.
to the spider.
Yes. Isn't that where you were going with
That's
that?
right. Are they a cold-blooded animal?
I think so.
Yeah, you're probably right. What a world.
Yeah.
Mason, speaking of high fantasy TV series,
I'm listening.
We get our first look at Henry Cavill in The Witcher.
That's true.
I'm not going to say the name of the character because it's probably wrong. Geralt?
I think
Geralt.
it's Geralt. I think it's Geralt.
Jerry Longhair.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think of this weird-looking cosplay wig? What's going on?
I don't mind it. He's very...
It's all right.
Yeah. Because I don't know... Because I've not played the games, nor have I read the books, or watched what
Or imagined this character.
I've never imagined this character. Well, I've kind of... I would have thought that he's more dirtied up and kind of,
I think he is in the games, and he grows a beard.
So this guy looks like a very polished, clean cut.
It's more elvish.
Yeah, but again, having never encountered this character in any other form of media, what do I have to compare it to? What am I thinking?
Why
am I putting these yet more unrealistic expectations on witches,
Yeah. He loves going out of his way to do a weird hair thing, doesn't he? Or maybe not going, sometimes he's forced into it.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, I think it would have probably looked better as a wig if it was his real hair and they did extensions. But then you got to walk around with that. Like if they dyed his hair and did it like that. Yeah, but I'm looking. We're getting a lot of this high fantasy stuff because we got the Lord of the Rings. We're getting Game of Thrones again. They're doing a Narnia TV series.
Oh, Game of Thrones again in the style of Get Smart again.
Yes, that's right.
All the remaining characters are brought back out of retirement.
Except it's sad.
Yeah.
Was that a sad show? I saw bits of it.
I was thinking about because there was a couple.
There was a Steve Carell movie.
Oh yeah, no, Get Smart again was a movie.
Oh, it was a movie, was it?
There was two. What? Why are we talking about this? There was two Get Smart movies with the original cast. The Nude Bomb.
Yeah, baby.
And Get Smart again.
My wife. Sorry, what are we doing? Keep going.
One of those movies features, and I loved it as a kid, but I bet it's awful now. One features a chase sequence where Get Smart he has a desk-mobile.
You know his name's not Get Smart.
Whatever.
Right?
No, it's Get Smart. The actor's name is Get Smart. The character's name is Get Smart.
Okay,
the show's name is Get Smart. That's why it was that's why it was such a hit.
Yeah,
because all the stars aligned.
All the branding was on point.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so,
exactly. Yeah.
So go on.
But anyway, there's a chase sequence where Get Smart has a desk-mobile. Like it's just his
Right.
like his desk in his office, and he has to track down the bad guys. So his desk can drive down the highway, and it's got machine guns on it.
Ah,
and
that's
stuff.
really Mr. Bean-esque.
Yeah,
So did he drive it out of his office?
Yes.
How did he get it out the
I
door?
think he blasted a hole in the wall or something.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah.
Now that's Get Smart.
That's Get Smart.
Again.
Get Smart by name, Get Smart by nature,
That's a great catchmovie.
Mm-hmm.
Mason.
I'm Get Smartin' over here. That's what he used to say.
I remember.
Yeah.
Episode.
The movie version was really weird and self-referential, wasn't it? Like with the shoe phone.
The Rock's the bad guy. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
It was a good cast.
Yeah.
Alan Arkin was the chief or whatever. And
that's right.
Yeah. I remember it being okay.
Yeah.
What do you remember it being?
I also remember it being okay.
But the problem was it wasn't starring a person named Get Smart.
See, that's exactly it. The stars didn't align,
Yeah.
Steve Carell is Get Smart. I'm not buying him as the secret agent Get Smart.
Was that the last era of shows that came out before our childhood that old movie executives thought people want to see again?
I think maybe it was.
Because it was like that, the Brady Bunch and Addams Family.
Man from Uncle.
Speaking
of
there
Henry
we go.
Cavill,
That's a more recent one.
But that wasn't a wacky self-referential
Yeah.
Brady Bunch. Hey, look at us. Remember the old thing? Well, here's a new thing, but here's a bit of a nod and a wink. Like Man from Uncle, I feel, was very straight ahead.
Yeah. I remember when the Brady Bunch movie came out. No kid,
we all remember
no
where we were at the Brady
kid
Bunch.
gave a shit about that at all. It was definitely like parents dragging their kids to this weird throwback. Yeah. Anyway, Mason, we got to talk about Star Wars because it's this show.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
But we got a bit of a hot scoop though,
which
may or may not be true. But before we get into that,
wait. Is this a Weekly Planet exclusive?
Yes, it is, Mason.
Is it really?
It is. Yeah.
Why?
But it may
We'll get to it.
may or may not be true.
You have another thing to say first.
I do. Okay. The story goes that first of all that Episode 9 is going to be a course correction.
I've heard that
for the Star Wars franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if they want to do that, go for it. Put in bloody everything and everyone. Put in another Death Star.
Yeah, but this is wait, who is this again? Is this
Abrams, yeah,
It is
yeah.
Abrams, okay. Well, I don't like the sound of that then.
Yeah. Don't you love a course correction? DC did one. Worked out really well.
No, that worked out fine, didn't it?
Yes. So
Yep.
it's fine. Yeah, this is going to cap off the trilogy and what we talked about it last week. We have a video on all the upcoming Star Wars properties, including this one.
See, but I guess it depends on what your definition of course correction is. And I kind of feel like, again, I've liked some stuff that J.J. Abrams has done, but I also feel like his definition of course correction involves a whole bunch of new mystery boxes, or even like
and stuff we've seen.
Yes, and like maybe reintroducing mystery boxes that we thought were done. Kind of thing.
Right.
Like, who's Ray's parents? Nobody's. Well, now guess what they are, some people.
Yeah.
Well, you've wasted my time then, haven't you? You know what I mean? Don't.
Yeah.
And I don't want this next one to end with, but it turns out, Ray, your dad is Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know?
Imagine that.
Ugh.
Destiny.
Don't give me that. I don't want
You
it.
don't like Destiny?
No, I kind of do like Destiny. Yeah.
I knew you liked Destiny. Then you're gonna love this, Mason, because we got this anonymous email from somebody who has a friend who's working on episode 9.
Wait, what part of this is... So is every aspect of this is anonymous?
Correct.
Do you know the name
No,
of the
I know the
person?
name of the person who sent it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are they a real
I
person?
know the.
Have you Facebooked them to see?
I sent a few emails to see. But this could
So
easily.
you've left a paper trail.
Correct.
So this person's definitely going to get fired.
No, because they don't work for Lucasfilm.
Oh.
This could easily be.
You've revealed something about them though. We can track them down. All you have to do is look for somebody who doesn't work for Lucasfilm.
So apparently, do you remember Matt Smith is in this? By the way, this is a rumor. If anyone's going to report on this,
It's
which
us.
may happen. No,
We're heroes.
this is a rumor, and I do not know whether this is true. And even the person who sent this is like, this may not be real.
Is this time to bring back our famous segment, Hot Scoop or Shot of Poop?
I think it's the perfect time.
I think
to
it
do
is,
that,
yeah.
Mason. Yeah.
Okay, so you've received this.
Yep.
And basically, this could be a hot scoop.
Yep.
And we've got the hot scoop. But if this later turns out not to be real, you have to do a shot of poop.
We both do. We
No,
ride
no,
together.
no.
We die
No.
together.
I agree.
Shot of poops.
I agree that we
For
ride
life.
together, we die together, but I feel hot scoop or shot of poop. Again, I don't make the rules. It does override any element of riding
So if
together
it's
and dying
true, I don't.
If it's true, we've got ourselves a hot scoop. But if it's not true, you have to do a shot of poop.
When do you have to do a shot of poop in any scenario?
Look, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I feel like you're ducking the question,
But
Mason.
thus far, the answer is no. But again, I'm not ducking any questions.
Yeah.
It's just I don't make the rules in
Yep.
this situation. So.
Also, I want to clarify for anyone who wants to report on this. This is in our hot scoop or shot of poop segment of the show, and
our
you need to
dumbest segment.
specify that this is the segment of the show.
It's called Hot
You
Scoop
need to
or Shot
write
of
that
Poop.
in your article.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Matt Smith is in this movie, right?
Yep.
I heard the rumor that he's actually playing a young Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, so this is a flashback
That's the thing.
or a clone?
Well, maybe not. Apparently, there's quite a lot of it, so it might not be a flashback. It could be a clone. Also, Star Wars Rebels introduced time travel early this year.
didn't it? Yeah.
And in Star Wars Rebels, the Emperor is trying to open portals to this nothing dimension where you can visit points in time. There's a
Through
moment.
a tree or something?
It's like you can get in through a tree or
When
a
is
weird
Rebels set
rock.
again?
Before A New Hope.
Right. Okay.
And when they go in there, the Emperor is in there, and he tries to lure one of them in so he can get into this weird
with candy or
dimension.
something.
Yeah, with candy, so he can get through. There's even a moment in that where Ezra, who's the main character from it, reaches in and pulls Darth Vader's old apprentice out of a fight with him into the zone that they're in.
Into
into
the zone, yeah, for sure.
Let's call it the Phantom Zone. That's not what it's called.
Uh-huh.
And then you can visit potentially
Phantom
that-
Menace zone.
Yes,
Who
different
was the
points in
Phantom
time.
Menace?
Darth Maul.
Was he?
Yes.
Nah.
Or Sidious.
I
Because
think
they
it
didn't
was
know about
Sidious.
Sidious.
Yeah, I think it
But
was
they
Sidious.
only knew about Darth Maul.
Yeah. Did they call him the Phantom Menace?
Yeah, they said this is a real Phantom Menace. I hope this doesn't lead us into an attack of the clones. You remember?
Yes. Now that you mention it, now that you've described it so vividly, I do remember when they said that. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you think about the young Emperor turning up? The Young Emperor Chronicles.
I cannot get on board with the idea that they would introduce time travel in the last movie of
I know.
the trilogy.
I know.
That would be staggering. But I understand why, because if they've introduced it in another medium,
Yeah.
I feel there's a certain subset of nerds who would be like, I hate The Last Jedi because it's done this, but because we've introduced time travel in another thing,
Yeah.
it's now canon and I'm okay
And I'm
with
okay
it in a
with it,
movie.
yeah.
Even if it narratively jumps out of nowhere
Yeah.
in the movie and they're just like, hey, we can time travel now. I think they'd be like, yeah, well, but they did it in the show. You know that show that nobody's seen? Well, yeah, that's okay then.
It's like the thing with, because you're talking about Luke and the Force projection. Because people are like, well, we never saw anybody do that prior to this.
Uh-huh.
But this is an example of, there is precedent for it. I'm not saying that's what it is. The person who sent this email didn't say this is what it was. I just think that if this is true, which it probably isn't, that's a possibility.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think it's a clone.
Yeah, well, he's done it before.
Yeah. That's
In the expanded universe.
expanded universe, exactly.
Yeah, or it could be a flashback.
But I also
yeah.
think that a clone is not that, like, even though it's not been introduced in the, but I mean, we've got clones in.
Yeah, clones
We've
exist.
got clones in.
I
the Star
don't
Wars
think
universe.
we've had a transfer of consciousness.
No,
Yeah.
but I feel that is and again, because it's a villain, I think it's that's well within and if this ends with, my feeling is, if we're doing some course correcting, potentially this ends with the First Order being destroyed or nearly destroyed. And they're like, what do we do now if all our leaders have been killed? And then Palpatine shows up again and is like, I'm back, bitches.
You thought I fell into a weird reactor, and I did.
Exactly, and that establishes, okay, well, now we can do it. Let's do another trilogy. Here we go. And it's back to what you like. But time travel... Then you got to put in rules for time travel in the final movie of a trilogy. Madness.
Yeah, time travel is probably a mistake to just put into a franchise out of nowhere.
Because then what do? Go back and save Alderaan?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can do anything. I think that's it's a big, because then from it's like Harry Potter and the Time Turners.
Yes.
It's like everyone's just always thinking, everyone's always thinking, just get the time turner. Just get the time turner.
Just get the time turner.
Yeah. So look, again, I don't know whether this is true. I don't particularly want it to be true. It could be handled very well. Who knows? But remember, if you report on this, this is the hot scoop or shot of poop segment. And for anybody who sees anybody report on this and they don't mention this, please tweet at them that they need to.
It's the segment hot scoop or shot of poop. We only give permission for you to report on this if you use the title of the segment.
Yeah. But
Also, if you do report on it and it turns out not to be true, we are going to mail a shot of poop to your offices, and you have to do it.
That's right.
Once again, I don't make the rules, but they're just in place.
We ride together as entertainment news media
exactly.
outlets.
We die
together as entertainment news media outlets.
We get cholera together.
That's right. Okay. Speaking of time travel, though, wow, this what a great segue. I didn't even mean this. There's some great accidental segues this week.
I feel like maybe your subconscious knows that
it's taken over.
Yeah, it's your subconscious. You'd been doing this for so long. Your subconscious is just like, it's making perfect segues every week. Because I feel your segues are getting better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know who did make the perfect segue?
That company that made Segways, and then the founder of the Segway got on the Segway, and then he fell off the cliff.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I mean, the Segway worked. That was his fault.
I think so.
The
Yeah.
Segway was too good, if anything. Yeah.
They need
seatbelts.
He was no, that wouldn't have helped him. It needed a parachute. It needed squirrel wings. Do squirrels even have wings?
Some do. Some good gliding squirrel. Yeah, gliding possums and stuff like that.
I feel like the death of the founder of the Segway on his off-road Segway really kind of put a crimp in the alternate Segway market. Like, I feel they could have been better. Like, you could have had a regular Segway. You could have had off-road Segway, maybe an underwater Segway.
Ooh,
or,
or overwater Segway.
Grappling hook Segway.
Yeah.
Karate chop Segway.
Glow in the dark
Segway. Exactly.
Whatever the He-Man character who was covered in moss Segway.
Mossman Segway, yeah.
Yeah,
Convertible Segway.
Convertible Segway.
You just wear a backpack and it's got a hood over the top.
I just think if you're going for a hike, just walk it. Why are you on a Segway on a cliff? The fuck is wrong with you? Of course you fell off a cliff. What did you think was going to happen?
But that guy's whole life would have been like, just taking a short walk and going, oh, there's got to be a better way.
There isn't.
No, that's true.
You have proven that.
Yeah.
Anyway, The Time Machine is being remade by Andy Muschietti, who's director of the It films, which I think is a great choice. I really enjoy the Guy Pearce Time Machine movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why?
Who knows?
Because of the magnetic performance of Guy Pearce?
Yeah, he starts out as a nerd and he's like big teeth and like
he's
pushing his
glasses up. Yeah.
And at the end he's karate.
His cravat's all the way up to the top, you know?
Then he's karate kicking mutants or whatever at the end of it. But I like the technology use in that. There's like a dude who's in a museum who's on a
I forgot about that. Okay,
yeah, there's good stuff in that. Yeah, and I like the time travel element where, you know, you see him go through time and the buildings rise and fall and all those kind of things. I think there's good stuff in that movie. It's not, look, I understand it's not a great movie, but I like it. Also, this will only be the third movie adaptation of this, which blows my mind.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You'd think there'd be an attempt every 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Does that include like straight to DVD or?
Well, that's a very good question. Do you want me to look that up?
Please.
Do you care? Do you actually
Not especially. We can look it up later.
No, Mason.
Okay,
you've asked me to do it, and we ride together, and we die together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2002. I remember that movie. We went and saw it together. Almost certainly. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Definitely.
Because it was right in that window.
Okay, so there was a 1949 BBC teleplay There was a 1960s film. There was a 1978 film. And there was a 2002 film. There's been more than 3. Who reported that? You should eat a big old shot of poop.
Exactly, right?
So this is the 5th.
I feel we should expand the hot scoop or shot of poop rules to literally every aspect of entertainment.
Agreed.
Media. Yeah.
Agreed.
That would cut down on some of the shoddy reporting.
Definitely.
If people out there on TMZ.com,
Yeah.
if they're like, oh, it turns out the celebrity couple's broken up, and then they haven't broken up, down that shot, brother.
And you've got to gram it.
You got to exactly. You got to grab it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you think about this? The Time Machine.
I forgot what we were talking about.
The
Oh, yeah,
Time
Time
Machine.
Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see another one.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
And I guess also because again, there's some good stuff. Do you think people fondly remember the Guy Pearce The Time Machine?
No, I don't think it did well. I think I'm the only one who's seen it. And you, who was there with me at the time.
Sure.
Let me just check the box office on that.
Okay.
It was a budget of $80 million and it made 123. So with marketing, no, that wouldn't have made money. Also, it was directed by Simon Wells, who was the grandson of
H.G.
H.G.
Wells? Really?
Great grandson.
Wow.
Yeah, he would have been grandson. Yeah, it also says uncredited Gore Verbinski as well. So he had a hand in this.
Mr. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mr. POC. Yes.
Yes.
Wow, can't wait for that to come back either.
That's what they call him, Mr.
Mr. P.
Mr. POC.
Okay, Avatar news.
Okay.
A thing that we rubbish. A lot.
What I enjoy about Avatar news is there is every possibility that we reported on the same Avatar news last week and the week before and the week before that, but we've just forgotten it.
Do you think we should give these movies the benefit of the doubt? And James Cameron as a director?
No.
But he's done nothing but pretty good stuff. I mean, even Avatar, which both of us are not a fan of, it's still spectacular in terms of the money it made and the way it looks and the advancements in technology. And
You know, I'm going to say this straight up. Money's not everything.
wow, that's powerful stuff, Mason.
Pretty powerful, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, we've got some names of the sequels, the 4 sequels that he's making. So there might be spelling errors and this might be wrong. Because did I copy and paste
Avatar?
this? Avatar, yeah. Avatar, The Way of Water.
Also, you know that I can't see the spelling mistakes.
Yes.
As long as you pronounce the words right, I'll
That's
never
right.
know.
Don't worry, I will. Some of these I don't think
The
I
Way
know
of
if I can.
Water.
The
Okay.
Way of,
Well, that sounds thrilling.
He loves underwater stuff. You know that.
But also that, like,
The Way of Water, just downhill
it's
normally.
downhill. What if it's just some sort of like, what if it's a 2-hour 4D water rolling down an aqueduct film? You
And
know
the
what I mean?
audience gets buckets of water thrown at them.
Yes, that's the 4th D.
The 4th D is water.
Is water, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the one after that is Avatar, The Seed Bearer.
These all
These
sound
are rumours.
so dull.
Yeah. Avatar, The
Is there an attack of anything? Revenge of anything?
There's a quest.
No, yuck.
Okay.
I want revenge. It should be Avatar 4, Revenge of the Guy in that power
Salazar's Revenge.
suit. Salazar's Revenge. Salazar's back. He's come through the water. He's come through the water, through time.
Yep.
into
Downhill.
down to an alien planet, and now
Yep.
he's fighting the avatars.
Great. Avatar, The Tolkien Rider.
What?
I don't know.
The Tolkien Rider.
Tulkun. Tolkien.
Was that a thing in one of the first ones, maybe?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, these are all yuck.
And-
I hate them.
And Avatar, the quest for...
Peace.
What's
Superman 4.
what's EYWA?
EY. Okay, that's another one. That's a Tolkien Rider situation.
Yeah, it's a real Tolkien Rider
Because they've
situation.
invented some other concepts in the other sequels, and they're like, oh, now everybody loves that Tolkien Rider.
There must be an Avatar wiki. There'd have to be. So I'm looking at... I don't know. I don't think it doesn't seem to be linked to anything. I don't know. I'm not up on my Avatar lore.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. It's
Why
disappointing.
are we so... Look, if people know anything about this podcast, it's we don't say a darn thing unless we know all the details.
Correct.
So what were we thinking getting into this Avatar talk?
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to write this off yet.
Avatar 5, Revenge of the Guy that maybe we thought was going to be Cable for a bit, but then he wasn't Cable, and he had a big knife? Didn't
Yeah.
he have a big knife?
He got 4 giant arrows in him.
Yeah.
But he is back.
Cool.
He bounced back from having his mask come off, I think.
Well, just put him in a different avatar, you know?
Yeah, put him in a
They've got the
different
technology to put him in an avatar.
You can put anyone in an avatar.
What if it's just him, but he's bigger?
I would love that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
great.
That would be great,
Yeah.
right? Guys, I think we've just saved the Avatar franchise. That would be cool if it's the blue Avatar, the Na'vi guys,
Yeah.
versus just real big
Yeah.
Marines.
And he's 75 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they'd have to be, because otherwise you'd have to design them correctly because otherwise it's just regular people fighting. Because on a scale way, it'd just be regular people fighting regular people.
Yes.
So you have to make him a bit gangly and weird.
Yeah,
So it's
right.
unpleasant to look at.
Yeah, what's a good... They should take Mr. Hyde from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yep.
Take that design. It's a bit left of center. People loved it at the time.
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
it's time
yeah.
to bring it back.
Oh yeah, I think
Man,
so.
I can't wait for Avatar: The Quest for Ewa in 14 years when that comes out. Well, they're doing 4 in a row, for like one every year. I think they are, aren't
Every
they?
week.
Imagine that. 4 years of Avatar. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
See, earlier...
I know what I
earlier
said.
Avatar-
I know what I said.
Alright.
But the reality of it is just what is just.
It's just washed over you. It's just washed over you like water downhill. Oh, no. Yucko.
This is interesting.
All right.
And I'm kind of for it, I think. Though not as much as I was for the sequel they didn't make. Gladiator 2 is getting a sequel. Ridley Scott looks like he'll be
Gladiator
directing.
2 is getting a sequel? Or Gladiator
Sorry,
1 is
yes,
getting
they're
a sequel?
doing Gladiator 3. The jump. It's like Naked Gun 33
Yeah.
to third. No, sorry. Gladiator's getting a sequel in the form of Gladiator 2. It'll follow this. Remember the son Lucius,
Yeah.
who was like the woman who was the sister of Commodus the Emperor, and she
yes.
has a son. He's following Maximus's impressions, and he grows up to be a gladiator, presumably.
Right, okay.
So
Because that was not the original pitch for a Gladiator sequel, was
No.
it? It was mystical and it was...
Nick Cave wrote it.
He wrote the Gladiator sequel.
Yes, which
right.
makes me think it would have been good because he's a great writer.
So that's for... So wait, so Nick Cave, the singer Nick...
Yes.
The musician Nick Cave, right?
He wrote like The Proposition or something.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well,
he
I
did too.
think.
Yeah,
he's good.
Okay.
And he's also a great musician.
Yeah.
But it was basically Maximus through time, and it was he's a
Gladiator 2, Maximus through time.
he's a warrior general who keeps showing up in different time periods,
Right.
and or maybe it's just set in World War II or something. I can't remember.
Yeah,
But it was a real thing they were going to make.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the spirit of Maximus lives on.
Does that mean the script is done and out there?
It might be.
Yeah.
I know a lot of it is. I don't
Because
know.
we conceivably could run into Nick Cave at some point.
I want to ask him.
I mean, I don't know if he still lives in Australia, but
Where is he living?
yeah,
What's he up to? Does he dye his hair?
I don't think so.
He must.
Just because some people have to dye their hair doesn't mean everybody has to dye their hair.
How old is Nick Cave? He'd have to be 55.
No, he's 60 probably.
We know he was around in 1994 because that's what
We know he was around. He wasn't.
he's 61. You're right.
Yeah, he didn't arrive fully formed. Putting Red Right Hand on the X-Files soundtrack.
Was that on the X-Files soundtrack?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
There's
The
there's an
movie?
episode where the first time Scully is kidnapped by a lunatic.
The first time.
Red Right Hand is playing on the radio, I believe.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Let me just check actor, soundtrack, writer. Here we go.
Big fan of Nick Cave.
Yeah,
He's good.
yeah, he did The Proposition,
Yeah.
which he did Lawless, which I have not seen. Yeah, he's done some stuff, man. Good on him. He did that song with Kylie Minogue.
He did. Wild Rose grows something. It's a good song.
It is a good song.
It's our Kylie.
Yeah. Good old Nick, 61-year-old Nick Cave. Anyway, he's not writing this new
It's
one.
interesting he hasn't transitioned to Nicolas Cave.
Is that interesting?
Yeah, it is. I think it is. Because he's an
I
adult.
think he's very much, that's a conscious decision.
Yeah, right.
Where it comes to a point where he's just not going to do that, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think of...
I also think it's interesting Will Smith is not William Smith at this point. Or
Yeah.
Bill Smith.
Bill Smith.
Bill
but that's his
Smith.
name.
Yeah, I know.
Why isn't Thomas Cruise?
Well, he's Thomas Mapother.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, something like that. Cruise, yeah.
Yeah.
Good on him. Anyway, Gladiator 2. Did you like the first one?
Yes,
It did a lot of good things for stadiums. For
very
big
true,
old
yeah.
stadiums
Uh-huh.
being in Star Wars films.
Yeah, that's very true. Look, I have not seen it since it came out. So,
Really? Yeah.
yes, I don't think I've seen it again. I feel it's one of those movies that I would have enjoyed the spectacle at the time, but
Yeah.
I think watching it now would kind of be a drag.
Quaint. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not even quaint. I don't know, but I think I'd be in it for... I don't know, mate, because, again, that's also, I think, when that movie came out, I didn't care about acting performances.
Yeah.
So I think watching it now, I'd be seeing it with fresh eyes and being like, Russell Crowe is the greatest actor in the world.
He was right.
Yeah, that guy's right. Yeah, right? Uh-huh.
Yeah. I haven't seen it recently, but I really like it. It's not just the spectacle of it, which is good because that stuff kind of fades over time. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
you
right.
get more of it. But I think there's some good.
I mean, we've
performances.
seen men being kicked into endless wells.
That's my
at this
favorite
point.
thing.
Yes, right?
What it did
We've
kick.
seen weird giant ogre men, you know?
Yeah,
We've
like
seen
League
Men
of
on
Extraordinary
Golden
Gentlemen.
Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That what we're talking about?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
We're never not talking about League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Correct. But no, I think it's a really good film from memory.
Yeah.
And also Oliver Reed like died during it, and they redid scenes with him, and it still looks like he's not dead,
Right.
even though he was.
There's a lot of actors that have died. Have you done a video on that?
Yes.
Actors who've died during filming?
Yes, I think maybe we did.
Oh, did we?
We talked about it. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Did we do it last week? Is that
don't
why I remember it slightly?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, we talked about like Tarkin and a bunch of others.
Did we? Okay.
Did we?
Good for us.
There is one on my channel.
Right.
I either did it by myself or we did it together. I can't
Right.
remember.
Uh,
Yeah.
did you piece together what I said from just stuff I've said on the podcast?
I think we did a specific video for it, which is what we've been doing.
It's
as
just
of
me
late.
going, who else is dead? You've just put that in. You've got a button that's me going, who else is dead? Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's young.
it is young. So Russell Crowe won't be back, which is, it doesn't have to get into gladiator fighting shape. Remember that bit he fights a tiger and shit? The movie's insane.
I don't remember that at all.
Apparently Commodus also, as far as emperors go, not that bad of a bloke.
Oh, in real life.
Yeah.
Right.
So there you go. But history doesn't give a fuck.
That's right.
That's how people remember you now.
Exactly.
As a weird Joaquin Phoenix monster with a Caesar haircut.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What else we got here? Two more bits of news. Flash Gordon, the movie. They're making another one.
Okay, good. Give it another crack.
Boy. Julius Ava, who did the Overlord film, which is that J.J. Abrams produced World War II, but it's zombies also.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Thought it was going to be Cloverfield, but it's not. A few people asked us to talk about it. We can't. It comes out here December 6th.
Oh,
so
I see, right. Uh-huh.
I'd love to.
Yep.
It's something I really want to see, but it'll probably be out streaming before
Yeah,
it comes
for
out
sure.
here.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Yeah, so basically it's out in America. People have seen it. They'll be like, hey, can you talk about it? We'll be like, no. Then it'll come out on streaming. They'll be like, it's out on streaming. You want to see it? You want to talk about it now? We'll be like, it's still not out here in any form.
Yeah.
And then by the time it comes out in Australia, everybody will be done with it.
Yeah, and we'll be dead.
And we'll be dead.
Because we ride together.
And we die together, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but the top bit of that news was that Flash Gordon movie. Yeah, all right.
Give it another try. What was the last? Because there was a TV series.
with the guy from Smallville, the bully from Smallville.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So football player / man tumbling through time.
Football player / man.
Yeah. You can be two things,
Yeah,
Mason.
that's right. These two defining characteristics. He was a football player and he's a man also.
Yeah. I've never seen that movie.
I have seen
I
it.
just know it through like Ted and the song, the soundtrack, which
Yeah,
is
uh-huh.
amazing. But what do you think?
That's interesting because I guess because it's the movie, the movie that everyone knows is very camp.
Yeah.
And if you do a straight-laced version of it, I think people are like, well, it's not a patch on the original, even if technically it's better.
Yeah.
Or and it's more interesting. If it's just, I think people will be like, no, this isn't anything. But
Then do you do it old man Flash Gordon? Do you just do that?
I don't know.
Do you get what's his name back? He's probably, I don't think he's kept up with the acting to have the chops to do it.
No, that's probably true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, I don't care. Good on him.
Yes.
I just think this is one of those things where there's 1,000 things that are spun off it that are more interesting. Like your
Yeah,
John
right.
Carters. But I don't care. Make it. Throw your money in the bin. I don't give a shit. But good director, it would seem.
Yeah,
so you
right,
never
uh-huh.
know. Never rule anything out.
Yeah. Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one to bring back retro, throwback, vintage pulp hero characters.
I fucking hope not. Not everything has to come back and be, it's retro fun. Remember VHSs? Yes, they're not good. They're fucking terrible. Yeah. Do you remember rewinding them, and if you didn't and you returned the tape, they'd give you a fine?
No.
Do you remember that?
I never rewound anything.
Yeah.
No,
You
I'm
snapped them over your knee.
Yeah,
you
that's
threw 'em
true.
back.
Exactly. I snapped him over my knee and I choked out the guy at the desk with the tape. Do you
Yeah.
remember when you could just buy a device that just rewound videos?
Yeah,
It was
that was
separate.
specifically...
It was separate from a VCR.
I think that was before our time, but they
saw
still
one that
had
looked like a
them.
race car.
So it didn't play, but they, just to be clear, they didn't play.
No, because your time was precious. You're an 80s businessman. You didn't have time to you had to watch tapes, you know?
You gotta watch tapes, yeah.
So you didn't have time to rewind a tape. You
Yeah.
just put the next tape in, watch that tape, while your race car VCR rewinder rewound the tape.
It seems like a thing that only stores would have, right? Generally,
No,
only
you could
video
buy 'em.
stores.
You
Yeah,
could
no,
buy
but I mean, like, what kind of madman can't
Monster.
wait,
Exactly.
2 minutes to rewind something?
Exactly.
And even when you fast forward at the start, it's that have you got what you paid for thing.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't care. I just want to see the thing. Also, they ruin over time. Like, they get all faded and weird and staticky. They're no good. Mason, Marvel TV is kicking off in a big way. That's what we're
Yes.
talking about today. But before we get into that specifically, the history of Winter Soldier and Falcon are getting a limited series for the Disney streaming service.
Yes.
Malcolm Spelling is going to write.
Is he related to Aaron Spelling? In any way?
Correct.
Is he?
No, I don't know.
All right. I'm not sure.
He did Empire, which I haven't seen.
What's that about again?
The record industry or gangsters?
You're thinking about Empire Records.
I might. Isn't
About
it
the record store.
Empire?
It closes at midnight, in case you're wondering.
Ah. I love that Empire Records. Yeah, it is. It's what is it? CEO of an Empire Entertainment.
That sounds generic.
No, it's got what's his name? First Roadie in it.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Yeah.
Right.
So there you
Still
go.
seems a bit... See, it's difficult, evidently, to Google Michael Spelling because it just comes up with a number of websites about how to spell Michael.
It's a good
The
question.
word, the name Michael. People also ask, how do you spell Michael for a girl? What is the spelling of Michael Jackson? I feel it's in the question. Why is Michael spelled the way it is?
Why is anything spelt like anything? What a stupid question. It just is.
Do you
Who's
want me to put
Googling that?
I don't know.
Throw yourself into the ocean.
Yeah. The final question, is Michael a name? You know how people transpose the E and the A?
Right, okay, yeah.
Uh-huh. Anyway, I don't know anything about Michael Spelling.
Yeah, so Terrence Howard is a hip-hop mogul, former drug dealer, and CEO of Empire Entertainment. So yeah, it's all the things. It's gangsters and it's entertainment.
Oh, terrific.
So wow, there you go. Anyway, Kevin Feige is also going to be producing this TV series, which he hasn't on any of the others. This is hand in hand with the universe. The movie universe, that is.
Yeah, right.
I like that it's characters taken directly from the films. Looks like they're going to put more money into it. I like that it's limited. So it's not like the Falcon and Bucky show for the next 8 years.
Yeah,
or whatever.
right,
Just do one.
Well, they got stuff going on.
Yeah, make
Isn't,
10 good ones.
Gee. What's Falcon's real name? What's the actor's name?
I was going to say Sam Wilson, but that's
the character's name. Yeah.
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie,
Yeah.
because he's also in Altered Carbon, the second season of that.
Oh, that's right.
So he's got a lot of stuff going on.
What's his name?
He's the new Altered Carbon.
Yeah, Takeshi's Castle, whatever the guy's
He's the
name
new
is.
Takeshi's Castle, exactly. Yeah.
Wow,
So
what a
he's got
show.
some. Yeah, he's busy. I feel like people are expecting this to be wacky, like tonally, because the shot that everybody's using on this news item is the shot, where
They're in the car?
they're in the Volkswagen
Yeah.
in Civil War,
Yeah.
and they're like, because it's the scene where Captain America's macking on Agent 13.
What a weird scene.
Weird scene, and they're like, yeah. So that's the promo photo they're using.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is maybe going to be way more serious in tone.
It could be Captain America is dead.
I think
the
that's
series,
it, and it's
yeah.
kind of it might even be kind of a battle for the shield
Yeah, right.
kind
Okay.
of show. Like it might be. We assume they're teaming up, but maybe they ain't for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe some ghosts from their past are dredged up, and then
Literal
they have
ghosts.
literal ghosts.
Oh my goodness.
Have we seen literal ghosts in?
Tilda Swinton is sort of a
It's a
ghost or something.
I feel in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. we've also seen ghosts.
I don't know. Have you ever seen a ghost in real life?
No.
Is it because ghosts aren't real?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Wait, maybe it isn't though.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
If you see someone on the street and you don't stop and put your hand through them,
Could be
they
a ghost.
could be a ghost.
Can't rule it out, can you?
You don't know. Anyway, you were saying something
Uh,
that wasn't whatever the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is one of them has to. Maybe we want one of them to be the new Captain America.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Bucky because again, Anthony Mackie's going to do Altered Carbon.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Interesting. Or one season at least.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I think you might be right. There'll be a humor in it, I'm sure, but I'd like it to be more, man, Captain America's dead and just a tug of war for the shield.
Yes, exactly.
But
I would also see that's the thing. Like this could go in a lot of directions. I hope this is like, what if they have a great time making this and they're like, let's do a season 2?
Absolutely.
Because I think though they've had some very limited screen time.
Yeah.
Together, but I feel like they're a good pairing, and
they fight well together as well.
Yeah.
Also, Bucky tore his wing off once and
That
threw
was
him off
fun,
a
yeah.
helicarrier. So
Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah. Metal arm beats wing every
Yeah.
time.
I feel like it would be a mistake to make Bucky okay. Well, he's got, his under the control of villains
Nah,
again.
he's
kind of
fine.
thing. You can't do
Nah,
that again.
Nah, he's fine now.
So
I hope. Yeah. Remember he came back in whatever? They fixed him, sort of.
yes, I do remember when he came back. Yes, I do remember when he came back in various movies. Yes,
Correct.
but also I feel like there would be there's very few combinations of Marvel characters that I wouldn't like to see team up.
Yeah.
Like I think
Unless it's someone you've seen before, I assume.
yeah,
that
I
you're
think
not
you could
interested in,
basically
yeah.
throw any two characters together and be like, well, that'll be a fun dynamic.
Yeah.
So
What about like a Tony Stark, Steve Rogers? Would you need to see
no,
that?
I wouldn't. I've seen enough of that.
Yeah,
That's
same,
fine.
yeah.
I think you could maybe any new pairings.
Just do like Ant-Man, Hulk. Just do
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're both men of science of a sort.
Then they both grow to sizes.
They've both been fugitives from the law.
Correct.
Ah, it's got it all, that combo.
Got it all, that combo.
Yeah.
Do you know what we should talk about now, though?
Okay, I'm ready.
The state of Marvel TV.
Okay, let's do
the
it.
history of. We're talking Netflix. We're talking ABC. We're talking Hulu.
The only thing I was going to say is I would like it also to be wacky.
Okay.
Winter Soldier, Falcon. That'd be
Both
fun.
things.
Maybe fun espionage. It could be anything.
Okay.
Just them doing heists or something.
Yeah.
One can fly, one can't fly.
Yeah. Oh man. Imagine.
The original Odd Couple. Remember in The Odd Couple?
Like a bird and a rat.
Yeah, remember The Odd Couple, that TV series from the 60s? One
Yeah.
of them could fly and one couldn't?
That seems unfair. That
One was
of them
messy
couldn't
and
fly.
one could fly. He was very proper, but he could also fly.
Great. Look, it's an ad. It's an ad time. It's a time
It's
for
an
an
ad time,
It's
yep.
a time for an ad.
Uh-huh.
Mason.
That's how they used to do ads on TV back in the old days. The newsreader would turn to camera and he'd be like, "Is this an ad? Time for ad time."
Listen up. It's ad time. To make your shave close and comfortable, each Harry's razor comes with superpowers. Like
Oh, they've tied it into our
they've tied
podcast.
it in.
Uh-huh.
Unless they're all like this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Precision trimmer, rubberized handle, lubricating strip.
Iron Man has all those abilities.
He probably does.
Yeah.
Do you reckon his suit shaves for him?
No, because then there'd be a mishap probably.
But it
And
probably
could be
has-
sabotaged.
You know. Oh yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
But it might have lasers on the inside.
Why would anything have lasers on the inside? Although he does give Spider-Man suit has that heating element in it. Remember?
Okay, yeah.
So
good
maybe
point.
it does.
Maybe it does. Yeah.
Maybe he's built that in because he's like, teenagers don't respect themselves.
Who's that?
It cleans his butt and it shaves Spider-Man for him.
The tech jacket keeps him clean shaven.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, which is most important, Mason, to you in a shave? Closeness of a shave, a smooth, comfortable glide. What do you enjoy?
Why can't I have it all, James?
You can have it all.
Okay, good.
As someone who recently went clean shaven,
What if you were like, no, with Harry's razors you can only choose one.
that's right. It's
You
one
can choose
thing
the
you can
close.
enjoy.
You can either choose the close shave or the comfortable shave.
That's
There's
it.
two different models.
Mason, you loved my clean shaven look. You know that.
It's not back though,
It's
is
not.
it?
No, it's not back at the moment.
But when you do have it, I do love it.
That's right.
Not everyone on the internet loves it.
It's divisive,
Isn't it though?
Yeah. Listen, we do have a special offer for those, Mason. Even if you're not clean shaven all the time, I like to do a tidy up regardless, whether I'm bearded or not. I know you are the
yeah.
same. But if you want to see if Harry's razors are right for you, you can claim your free trial at harrys.com/weeklyplanet, and they'll deliver a close, comfortable shave at a fair price because Harry's founders, they were fed up with overpaying for expensive razors.
They were like,
With unnecessary features, and they knew a great shave comes down to great blades made with sharp, durable steel. So they bought a factory who'd been making blades for 95 years and continued to make blades for even more than that years. More
probably
years.
for at least another 95 years.
That's right, and they keep the cost down, just $2 per blade compared to $4 for a store-bought brand.
at the drugstore.
That's right, for selling directly to you.
We call it a chemist.
We call it a chemist here. We do. Also, if you don't love the shave, let Harry's know within 30 days and they'll give you a bloody refund. You can also get a $13 trial value that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. Weighted ergonomic handle. 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and trimmer blade. Foaming shave gel with aloe,
Hello.
and cucumber extract to keep your skin hydrated
Cucumber.
like Aquaman.
Oh.
It's back. Travel blade cover to keep your razor dry like Sandman. One of the 40 variations on that character that there are in the comics. Just pick any. Also, I have to read this verbatim. Listeners of this show, they can redeem their trial set at harrys.com/weeklyplanet. Make sure you go to harrys.com/weeklyplanet to redeem your offer and to let them know that I sent you to support the show. So I sent you, Mason.
You sent me.
Yeah.
Because that's verbatim.
to
You can't
support-
change that.
No.
We can't send
We
them.
can't, no, that's right.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah,
fine.
that's pretty. Anyway, if you shave, it's cheaper and they're good.
Yeah, they are good.
And people send us pictures of it as
I
well.
haven't gone back.
Yeah. No, me neither. And I never will.
Never ever.
Yeah. Anyway, Mason, the state of Marvel television.
Yes.
It's up and down.
Isn't it though?
How do you want to start on this? Do you want to start with like your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that way, or do you want to go Netflix first? How do you want to do this?
Let's go Netflix first.
Okay. Even though it started in 2015, it's not the first, Mason.
That's true.
But let's do it.
I feel like you're railroading me into talking about it in a different
Actually, I've got
section.
Netflix here first.
There we
I could do
go.
whatever.
Okay, good.
But I think that's kind of important because it really seems like these are not going to be a thing very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read something that apparently Daredevil season 3
Huge
there's been a
drop-off, yeah.
drop off. There's
Yeah.
been it was a 57%. I'm
Something
making
like
these
that.
figures
Yeah,
up.
it's something like that.
57% drop off. But what does that mean?
It means that from the people watching the previous season.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I thought that was second week. I heard it was a second week drop
Oh,
off.
well, maybe that is. It's definitely a drop off though.
But I mean, it's not a week-to-week show.
Yeah.
If they were releasing episodes of Daredevil every week and then there was a massive drop-off from episode 1 to episode 2,
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, that is concerning. But the fact that there's a drop-off between people binging the whole season and then not... What am I going to do? Watch the whole season again? Of course not.
Yeah. Well, I think also if it is second week, that's not a crazy drop off because movies experience drop off like that.
Uh-huh.
If you don't watch it in the first week, you're probably just going to sporadically end up watching it.
Which I did for
Yeah.
Daredevil.
Have you finished it yet?
I have finished it.
Oh, I gotta finish it. Well, it got some more.
haven't finished it.
I haven't finished it.
Okay, right.
Luke Cage lost 59% of its viewers in the second season,
Right.
and Iron Fist dropped 64%. So
Okay.
that's kind of comparable to the Daredevil numbers that we're talking about. So it would seem that this looks like it might not be profitable anymore. I think also people have kind of twigged that it's not really linked to the MCU. It's its own thing.
Yes.
But maybe it's not compelling enough as its own thing to keep watching. Anyway, let's go back to Daredevil 2015.
Okay, this says viewership. This is an article. It says viewership for Daredevil season 3 is down 57% in its first week.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
So-
in its first week, as in 57% of the previous
Look,
season.
I haven't gone through past the title, so let's have a look now.
I'm ready.
This is from superbromovies.com.
I love Super Bro movies.
Yep, we're
I
just a
haven't
couple
heard
of bros.
Yeah.
We ride together, we die together.
Bad bros for life.
Yes. Exactly.
While you're doing that, Mason, I'll just let everybody know that there's a movie on my channel called Marvel's Biggest Gamble or some variation on that. Maybe I changed the title.
Yeah.
Just let me finish,
Okay,
Mason.
fine, go ahead.
It's a video about kicking off the MCU and how there was almost a previous MCU in the
I
early
watched that
2000s.
video.
I did watch it.
Yeah.
And there's a part where they just put everything on the table, and if it didn't work out, it would have been a really horrible disaster for
Yes,
Marvel.
absolutely.
Anyway, you should watch it. I'll link it below. I mean, you have watched it.
I have watched it.
So that's it. I'm good.
yeah.
As long as I've got
good,
your...
yeah.
What
I watched it 165,000 times.
Great, thank you. It's only got 110,000 views as of today. Oh, by the way...
I watched some of it on your laptop.
Oh, okay, good.
I watched 50,000 of those on your laptop when you were asleep.
They don't count.
Season 3 of Daredevil, when compared to the first 2 seasons, has dropped by 57% in total viewers in the first week alone. Okay, so this is bad.
That is bad.
Which is a shame. Did we have a... I wondered about this. Did we have a hand in doing this? Like, not that I'm
Like
saying...
me and you.
Yeah, me. I'm not saying we're particularly influential, but I guess in terms of critics generally, but also some of this has been bad.
Yes.
I feel like...
Or just the same.
Yeah, and I feel like it's not us relentlessly criticizing these seasons, but some of this stuff has been bad.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's not necessarily the fault of the actors. I feel
I think it's generally very well cast.
I think it's a failure of writing and it's a failure of production.
And Foggy Nelson.
I think
He's all right, he's good. He's good in the new season.
Season 3, Foggy Nelson, the actor who plays it, whose name I can't recall, this is his
Get
best
Smart.
acting. It's Get Smart. It's his best acting and it's his best hair. I feel very strongly.
You don't like the mullet?
No, I think this is some great hair.
I think his best hair is from Mighty Ducks, where he's one of
Oh,
the
yeah,
Bash
okay.
brothers. But that's just me, Mason.
All right, yep. Mhm.
Yeah, but do you remember back when Daredevil came out?
Yes.
That's why I got Netflix. I got it the second it came out.
I also got Netflix for it. Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and I loved it. It was 13. I was still kind of like, this is too long. But I was like, man, this ties into the MCU. It's a character, like they've done a character properly.
Yep.
He ends up getting the suit. It's really well cast.
Uh-huh.
All of that stuff
There's
that...
barely any Evanescence on the soundtrack.
There's so little of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the intro title's good. Like Wilson Fisk is still a great villain. That has
Yep.
maintained throughout these whole things. I still think Daredevil has been the strongest character and series
Yes.
throughout all of these. I mean, that being said, I dropped off all of the other ones. So I
Right,
guess,
uh-huh.
But that says something though, doesn't it?
Yep.
And all the things that kind of are synonymous with the Netflix series, Daredevil did first, and we hadn't seen, but then everybody else
Sad hallway fights.
sad hallway fights.
Which now like that became a trope by, I guess, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage.
Yeah.
But when that started, I was like, this like it felt kind of brutal and it felt real.
It took so long to get up when he got hit.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got to do 13 episodes.
That's true, yeah.
I think if you put them all together, I reckon there'd be a full hour of just
Him getting up.
just tired men slowly getting up from being punched to the ground. At least an hour.
At least an
Somebody's
hour.
made that supercut, I bet. If they haven't, somebody should get on
Please
that.
watch all of these every episode. But yeah, I think it's just Stephen S. Tonight did it, who did the new Pacific Rim, which I also liked. I know not everybody did, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. It was kind of like Fast and Furious with just big robots.
Yeah, right.
But he left, and I think they just went, well, that's what works about this, and then let's do it in everything else. That being said, I think Jessica Jones is also very good.
Like I guess it is. It's quite similar to the Marvel movie timeline, where initially they didn't really know where they were going to go with it, and then Iron Man and kind of set the tone, and then they're like, now do not deviate from this in any way. So it's kind of similar, where they were like, we don't know what to do with Marvel TV. Well, make it kind of slow and brutal punches and people slowly getting up. And now that's every season.
Yeah, but I think there was Jessica Jones. I think I might have even enjoyed more than Daredevil the first season.
Yep.
At least that character, first of all, really well cast, and again, absolutely stellar villain. And it's a different set of powers. It was obviously a different storyline. It wasn't just it's Daredevil again but it's a female. It's completely different person. It also introduced Luke Cage, and I think it's probably the best use of Luke Cage throughout all of this. Maybe I didn't see Luke Cage season 2.
Luke Cage season 2 is a marked improvement on Luke Cage season 1.
Okay,
it's breezier. Look, I think up until recently, I would say Jessica Jones season 1 was probably my favorite season of anything. But I think overall, Daredevil is my favorite of the Netflix characters now. I think season 3 is very solid. It's good stuff.
Poindexter. Is that his real name?
In the comic books. I actually don't know.
Let me check that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should check that. How far are you into Daredevil season 3?
Probably 8.
Okay, right.
I got Red Dead, so...
All right, okay, so your life's over.
My life's over, yes.
Yeah.
Let me just... Yeah, Benjamin Poindexter. Yeah, there you go. I never knew that. I just thought it was just... I just didn't know what his name was.
But that's a very comic book origin character name.
It is, yeah. Yeah, so I think those two, Jessica Jones season 3, it's just season 2, I was like, it's probably still too long, but The Purple Man was great. It's got a solid conclusion, good twists and turns with, the Luke Cage and his wife and all those kinds of things. And again, I'm like, Defenders are coming. This is is great. And then Iron Fist really kind of... It's just, I think a lot of that has to do with very samey and boring action.
I forgot recently.
Not Iron Fist, Luke Cage, but also Iron Fist.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we haven't talked about this week, and we should, because it's stormed the box office. Inhumans, the movie, is out this week.
That's right, November 2nd.
Just crushed the box office. So good.
We'll talk about it.
There's a whole episode on Inhumans. I remember having a very good time talking about a very terrible TV series.
Yes.
Which I haven't gone back to.
We'll get to it in this. Yeah, no, I haven't got to it either. But yeah, that is certainly something else. But Luke Cage is... I think the villain in Luke Cage is good, and then they kill one of them. And I think they should have kept...
Both of them?
Both of them. Is it Cottonmouth?
Cottonmouth is killed, and then we have Diamondback, yeah.
And Mariah Dillard as well.
Yes.
Who I also think is good. But Diamondback, though, not a good replacement. Not a guy in a weird... puffy vest and a helmet. I don't know what that was. I don't remember.
Yeah, we talked about that at length at the time. But
and people are just watching them punch each other in the street, just casually having conversations as these guys are just wailing on each other.
Like, I understand why that happened for purposes of themes.
Yes.
But practically ridiculous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Iron Fist, I actually think Iron Fist is better than Luke Cage that season.
Oh, that's where I was going with that.
Except for the casting.
So Scott Buck, the showrunner for Iron Fist, also was the showrunner for Inhumans.
Oh.
I recalled that fact yesterday, and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
But also, like Kevin Feige, which I said in that video I was talking about, he was the producer on a lot of terrible Fox Fox Marvel stuff
Right.
before the MCU. So I think it's it's the budget you get, it's the characters you get, it's the story you're allowed to tell. So I wouldn't, let's not write him off yet, Mason.
All right, fine.
But Inhumans is terrible.
So bad.
It's the worst thing in the Marvel
But again,
universe.
I'm sort of intrigued to go, because we only ever watched
The first two?
We watched the first 2 episodes, which were
In
released
IMAX.
In IMAX, thank you. And I've never gone back to those, and I'm kind of intrigued. I'd be kind of intrigued as to whether they could dig themselves out of the. They kind of built an ethical hole and they dumped the main characters in it, and I'd be kind of intrigued to go back to see if they got them out of that, or if they just sort of brushed it under the rug, kind of thing.
Yeah. And also everyone on that show is an idiot. Like, he goes into a store and just steals clothes.
Yeah, yeah.
And people are like, what are you doing? And he's just like,
I'm the king, bitch.
surely you understand the concept of
Money.
Yeah. You've got currency on the moon. It's probably moon rocks or something like that. Alien
Moonbucks.
Moonbucks. There you go.
Where
Yeah.
are we going? Oh yeah, Netflix. We're talking about Netflix.
Yeah. So Luke Cage, Iron Fist, bad fight sequences, except for a couple. He didn't look like he was the Daredevil guy, right?
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox never worked out, never done martial arts before.
Never worked out at all.
No,
On
not
any
at all.
level. He was just a sad, fat British guy.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that looking at him.
No, that's
he
true.
is phenomenal physically.
Yes.
in that role, really good. And I know a lot of it is he's under a mask, so they probably swap him out. But a lot of it he seems to do himself.
Yes. Again, in season 3 of
Yes.
Daredevil, we have an escape from the prison sequence.
Which apparently is one take.
The director
Yeah.
is saying that,
Yeah.
apparently. Yeah. All right. Good work. Bloody hell. Good work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a few cowboy
Also,
switches
why would
in
you
it.
say it if it wasn't?
Yeah, what a
true?
weird thing. 'Cause
What
you'd
a
be like,
weird,
we cheated
what a
little
weird
bit.
brag to say.
Yeah.
You know, just admit it if it's true. So I think
Even if it was
probably
2
is true.
takes, that would still be 2 4-minute takes
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever it was. Yeah. But no, I think, and the problem with Iron Fist as well, he had to do a lot of it himself because he doesn't have a mask on.
Yes.
So it's just a guy who's kind of looks like he's just been smoking rolly cigarettes his entire life and then has to do martial arts on the first day he's
Yeah.
on set.
Well, that's what I'm talking about in terms of and I think we've talked about this before, but it's a failure of production insofar as
And the tattoo shit. Sorry, keep going.
it's fine. That's a good interjection. I think that's important to mention that. It's fine to the choice is hire a guy who's great at martial arts or hire a guy who's a good actor.
Yeah.
And you can do either. You can do, like, potentially you find a guy who's great at both, and that would be great. But if you can't do that, your choice is hire one or the other.
Yeah.
And if there's ways to make either of those work. And if you hire a guy who's not a great martial artist, the key, I guess, is to give them time to train or give them the work around that. That's what they did with the Matrix.
Yes.
The actors in the Matrix were not necessarily great martial artists when they started, but they worked harder on all the scenes.
Yeah.
And they blocked them out, and they gave the actors a lot of training.
Yep.
And then they made it happen, and it looks great. And
It
you
was
wouldn't
wire
know.
time.
It was wire time, exactly. But for this, they didn't. They were like, hey,
And obviously it's a time frame thing as well.
well, exactly,
But
yeah. But if you can't give the actors the time, that's on you, I feel.
Then you have to
Like-
do the crime.
Exactly, you have to do the crime,
I mean,
which
the
was Iron
ti-
Fist
whatever.
Season 1. That was the crime. But just to be like, hey, Finn Jones, Iron Fist, show up, and you've got 45 minutes, here's the moves,
Yeah.
and we'll see you on set. That's not enough time.
No, it's
That's
definitely
awful.
not. I mean, I know some people could probably just naturally do that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Charlie Cox seems like he's just, even though he's never done it, he's just naturally probably good at it.
Uh-huh.
But there's a big difference. Iron Fist should be a noticeably better fighter than Daredevil,
Right,
which
exactly,
we've talked
yeah.
about in The Defenders. I guess we should talk about Daredevil Season 2 just quickly.
Uh-huh.
The first 5 of that's really good with the Punisher, and then it's kind of...
You feel it drags after that.
Yeah. I feel, and I think this came before Iron Fist and
Yes, it did, yeah.
Luke Cage. And that was to me when I was like, yeah, I don't know. This feels like they're just retreading water here.
What happens in the second half of Daredevil Season 2?
Exactly.
I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, he turns up at the end and they fight 1,000 ninjas on a roof.
Oh, that's
or
right, it's
12
the hand.
ninjas.
It's the hand. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And Elektra's killed? And put in a blood
Yeah, she is killed. Yeah,
sarcophagus?
she is killed, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, spoilers, by the way. for
So it's,
all of these.
yeah, I was confused because she's also killed at the end of Defenders.
Yeah, building fell on her.
Billy fell on her.
Speaking of, Defenders.
I really like Defenders.
Flat.
I really like it, and I know a lot of people do not care for it. I know a lot of people who are like, well, I'm sick of...
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I think
but-
a lot of people are like, I'm sick of Netflix, Marvel, I'm not going back to this. I think people should. I think it's fun. I think it's the most... here's the thing. I think it's the most comic booky of the Marvel Netflix stuff, where it's just like, gather the team, now they're going to punch on.
That I enjoy. The gather the team, I think they all work well together.
Yep.
I think I like the way they make fun of Iron Fist and a lot
Yes.
of it. The fights are
But
still...
he's also the least whiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fights are still good. Stick cuts off his own hand and squirrels up a chimney or something
does,
in it or
yeah,
whatever. But the whole plot of it is the whole thing has been building to there's dragon bones under New York. And if we get the dragon bones, New York is going to fall down.
Uh-huh.
And like that's what everything has been
Yeah, right.
up to this point. I mean, hearing that the Defenders are coming, I was genuinely excited like I was when the Avengers were
Would you
coming.
say you were jazzed?
I was jazzed, Mason. I'm happy to say that. I'll accept that.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't deliver on that for me at all in terms of just the story.
Uh-huh.
Like, it was good to see those characters together. They're in a Chinese restaurant being like, oh, we're so tired from punching. They're all slowly getting up or whatever.
We're so tired from punching, but at least we're in this large restaurant. We're not in a narrow corridor. Oh, doesn't it feel good to just stretch your legs out? Oh, my bloody dogs are barking from creeping down corridors and punching men.
Yeah, so it's, it's good, man. Some of it.
I really
And it's
like
8.
it. Yeah, I really like the sequence where Daredevil fights Iron Fist, because Iron
Agreed.
Fist technically is better at fight. I feel like they that season is.
I mean,
better.
they say he's technically better at
But
fighting.
that's the thing. I think the idea behind that is that he is technically better at fighting, but also Daredevil's got more moxie.
He's got grit.
He's got grit,
Yeah.
and he's like, it takes more than being good at martial arts.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to get up slowly from a punch. That's what you got to learn here, kid.
Yeah.
Get up slowly from being punched to the ground.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's really good. The Punisher also in Jessica Jones season 2. I've seen like the first episode of The Punisher. People like it though.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But I think Jessica Jones season 2 was a real letdown for me.
Yeah.
And I think because it came post Defenders, where we were all supposed to have learned a valuable lesson about teamwork and rely on your friends, and she's just like, nah, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I understand because people haven't necessarily seen the Defenders or any of the follow-up. A lot of people watch Jessica Jones and solely that, and that makes sense because that's a good season, season 1. But to go straight from that to be like, nah, I haven't learned anything. I'm just, I'm still
I'm
a
hard drinking,
PI, and I don't trust nobody, and I've got a real bad attitude.
Yeah.
Come on, give me something. And
Is Luke Cage in that?
He is. Wait, no, he's not in it.
Yeah. See, I think they're missing a trick there.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, isn't the Iron Fist Luke Cage episode good?
It's good. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
There should just be that all the time.
Yeah. Uh huh.
I mean, the best part of the Daredevil season 2 was the Punisher element.
Uh-huh.
Surely there's characters they can bring in and characters outside of who haven't been included yet. There's a bunch of stuff you can do that they just haven't made use of. And I'm sure they're limited by who they can use and by how much and whatever and budget. But it just seems like, why aren't you doing a Luke Cage Iron Fist series? I mean, I know now why you're not, but I don't know why that wasn't the next thing that you'd want to do.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But no, the Punisher's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
And does
it
he use a
is.
minigun?
No, never at any point.
Unbelievable. Anyway, so they're not doing Defender season 2. They were pretty clear about that when they finished season 1. They were like, we're not going to...
That's a shame. I like
Yeah,
that.
so I think maybe the writing on the wall was for this. Was on the wall for a while.
I know they'll
leading
never
up.
do it, but I would really love a Defenders cameo in Avengers 4. Like
Agreed.
just one action
Or
sequence.
just Daredevil.
Sure.
No, I think any of them could
Wasn't the
come
rumor
over.
that
yeah.
Daredevil might appear in Spider-Man?
That's what they say. I wouldn't count on it.
No, I wouldn't count on
Because he's
it either.
also not swing around on buildings Daredevil.
That's true, yeah.
He's slow parkour across
Yeah.
a roof Daredevil,
But I think that would be funny. I think that would be... Because I would like to see Spider-Man go through a series of mentor types.
Yeah.
And Daredevil would be great.
Yeah.
I would love a bit of superhero confusion and battle where Spider-Man just zips in and thinks this is going to be an easy one, and then just Daredevil just clocks him real hard.
Because if Captain America can get the better of Spider-Man, who's essentially just a guy, Daredevil probably could.
I think
on
so
a good
too.
day. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's a shame it's how it's kind of turned out. And maybe a big part of that is because the movies seem to have been distancing themselves from the Netflix stuff. They don't feel the same anymore. They even start being like, remember the incident? They need to
that's
stop
true,
doing
uh-huh.
that.
Yeah.
Which initially was like, oh, wow, that's incredible. But then by the end, it's like, oh, you're not a bloody big green guy. Shut up. You're not going to have the Hulk in it. Just shut up. Yeah. Just show me a picture.
Boy, it's a shame we're the only superheroes in New York City. It's a real shame. We could do with some help here.
Let's go over to ABC. They've been
Okay.
doing some stuff since 2013. I think our second episode, we talked about the pilot episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I really liked at the time.
Yes.
And then I stopped liking it almost immediately. And then stopped watching it. But consistently good from what I've heard and from what you've said, from what you've seen, right?
Yeah.
Got a lot better. Do you think the Hydra twist made a big difference?
I don't know. I don't think necessarily. I think maybe my least favorite element of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is that they are not. They are alternately in or like S.H.I.E.L.D. keeps being destroyed and being reformed.
Yeah, right.
I don't particularly care for that aspect. I would rather it just be a consistent.
Yeah.
Here's S.H.I.E.L.D. and so it's an organization that exists.
Here's S.H.I.E.L.D.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you. Okay. Well, the characters also get more likable and you remember their names as they go as well.
That's true.
I had a lot of
You remember
problems.
which one is Fitz and which is Simmons.
I don't, but people who like that show do. Do you think that's going to keep going?
Ooh.
Because every season they're like, this might be it.
I don't know. Does it rate? I honestly have no
I think
idea.
it rates. And it's also, it's a reasonably popular ABC whatever night it's on show from what
Yes.
I've heard.
Uh-huh.
And I also like how they're able to go, let's just pull some minor villains that they're never going to use.
Yeah. Or some minor heroes.
Or minor heroes,
Ghost Rider.
exactly. I liked the potential of, here's Lady Sif. Oh, who else have you got? No one. We did Nick Fury twice and Maria Hill.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think there should have been more.
I think I need to sit down and
crossover.
rewatch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in its entirety. I know that's going to be an effort.
And you can get into the Inhumans and all of that as well. while you're at it.
terrific.
'Cause that's where they start.
Terrific.
It's a man who's
terrific.
got no eyes.
Yeah, I
Instead of
remember.
eyes, he's got no eyes.
Yeah, I remember.
Man, what a world. I would like to be able to talk about this more, but I haven't seen enough of it.
Okay.
Ghost Rider, good inclusion.
Okay, how
good
about
special
this?
effects.
Yeah, I think it's really good,
That
actually.
dude who can like change into like things that he touches.
Yes.
Morphing boy.
Yeah, Morphe Man.
Strong as asphalt now, man. Or whatever he does.
Yeah, for sure. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Absorbing Man.
That's the one. Thank you.
Yes. Look, I think what we should do, we should go away. We should both watch every season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and come back and talk about it next week.
I'm going to guarantee you that I'm not going to do that.
I'm also not going to do that.
Yeah.
No.
But I'm glad that it's good and people like it.
Same.
Yeah. Marvel's Most Wanted nearly spun off that as well. They did a pilot, Mockingbird and
yeah.
her British mate or whatever. What's his name?
Mockingbird and Pint Boy.
This
Mocking Boy and Chippy Lad.
Yeah, this was a sure thing. They were talking about being a sure thing, and it's definitely going to happen, and then they just didn't.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange, but she's gone on to do the Orville as well, and
Oh, that's right, yeah.
yeah, but she's the queen of cancelled TV pilots for
Wonder Woman.
Aquaman. This.
This,
So there's the trilogy,
Yeah.
which is good. I
agree.
Adriana Padalecki.
Padalecki.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of surprising they just never did it. Agent Carter, which was started in 2015, I really liked.
Agreed, yeah.
I didn't finish season 2, but this first season I thought was great.
It's consistently good the whole way
Yeah.
through, I think, yeah.
I think it did drop in quality season 2, and I think that's someone every time she shows up in a movie or whatever, I'm like, this is a great character. I wish she was in more stuff.
I feel, and again, this is probably going to be a running theme, but I feel like if I had one wish, it would be more, world
For
peace.
1,000 wishes.
That's right.
Very good, Mason.
World peace, obviously, I'm not a monster, but if I had a second wish,
Yeah.
it would be, could we please integrate these characters more? Like the movie characters
Yep.
and the TV characters. It really feels like they miss a trick. Like, put Ghost Rider into the movies.
Yep.
Give him a little cameo. Give
I
him
agree.
something,
Put
you
Nick
know?
Cage back in the movies. Is that what you're
Nick
saying?
Cage, exactly, yes.
Yeah. Put Nicolas Cave back in the
Yes,
movies.
put Nicolas Cage back in, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, that's what I think this...
Put Nicolas Cage in as the leader. In the
Yes.
Hulk villain. He's got a giant forehead.
Does he dye his hair, though?
Do you want to ask him?
I feel like he does.
All right.
Okay, if we ever see him, we need to ask him 2 questions.
I will absolutely not
Gladiator
ask him if he
2.
dyes his hair.
Do you
Hey,
dye
Nick
your hair?
Cave, I know we've never met, but do you dye your hair? Tell me honestly.
And now tell me all about Gladiator 2.
Yes.
Now that I've got you on side.
Could you just put it on Google Drive and send me the link? Just put the script up. Come on.
Yeah, but that's what I think this new Disney streaming service is. I think it's... Well, obviously it is. It's characters from the movies
Yep.
tied directly into the cinematic universe. You know, he'd put a lot of money behind it, special effects, and make them limited series. Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be. Anyway, there's going to be a video on all the upcoming TV shows and movies on my channel this week, Mason.
Ooh.
We're doing it together. We haven't recorded it yet. But are you excited for that?
Yes.
Anyway, next up we have Inhumans.
Yuck. I just looked at Netflix and a couple of other streaming things just to see if it's available.
And
I haven't found it yet.
Of course it's not.
Yeah.
It'd be on ABC if it was on anything.
Yeah. Again, and look, I would highly recommend. I remember enjoying our Inhumans episode. It's like episode 200 and something.
Yeah.
We watched the first 2 episodes, and the show is, if you can imagine, the Hunger Games, but from the perspective of Donald Sutherland.
Yes.
Imagine Donald Sutherland's the hero, the man who has it all. He's rich and he's in a position of power, and the powerless man, the downtrodden, who just wants to free the oppressed, he's the bad guy, apparently. I very much feel like that show was greenlit. Because maybe Ike Perlmutter is he still the TV runner of Marvel?
I think he has a big hand in it.
Right.
Yeah.
I get the sense that guy, who seems very conservative, was like, I'm going to greenlight this, but you have to say that the poor deserve to stay where they are. That's the what we need to really lay on thick here is that you should stay in your station. Do not strive for anything better than your lot. Yeah. That is the premise of this show.
Anyway, it's a great show.
No, it's bad.
And they're still trapped on the moon.
Yes. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? That's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe proper. It's not even on Google Play.
It's on ABC.
No,
so you can stream it on ABC.
Great. Do I have that? I don't.
No, definitely
How
not.
would I get that?
It's one of those things where you go to the website, and because it's
Regional.
Australian, it's like, or if you use a VPN, it's like, great, what's your AT&T login? It's like, you got me.
Yeah,
Okay?
That's true. I will not pay for this. No. Okay, step 1, get an American credit card. Step 2, it's not happening. It's fascinating. But what is interesting is the idea that they exist.
Yep.
They live on the moon in this MCU universe with Captain America and the Avengers and the Defenders and all this sort of stuff. Also, the Inhumans live on the moon. They live on the moon. They're just up there. Well, they're still in Hawaii. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know because I don't know how that season ended.
I went to Hawaii like a week after I saw that. It was so weird.
You might have seen the Inhumans there. Just
wonderful
wandering
place.
around clueless.
Yeah.
If you recall, that one of the characters whose ability is that he has precognitive visions of the future, and that makes him the world's greatest tactician, just falls off a hill. He puts his foot wrong, and he falls down a hill, and he gets a concussion. That's one of the characters.
That's right. Then he walks in a circle.
Then he walks in a circle. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Also,
there's a guy who was like, he's like a powerful Gorgon, like he's a half man, half horse kind of character.
Oh yeah, he's got those horse feet.
He walks into the ocean and nearly drowns. Yeah. The dumbest characters.
Looking for the king.
Looking for the king, yeah.
He's not in the ocean.
Why would he be in the ocean? Nobody's in the ocean.
Nobody's in the ocean.
Such a badge.
Nobody alive is in the ocean.
Yeah, ridiculous that show.
And not good in IMAX.
No.
The worst thing that you could put in IMAX.
Incredible.
Just cheap as shit. Also, they're living in Earth apartments on the moon.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
What a show.
And again, the bad guy, all he wants to do is to move his plan is to move all the Inhumans to Earth, not to enslave humanity, just so they don't have to work underground in the mines anymore.
Yeah.
And they're like,
we won't do it.
And the royal family's like, no, we prefer things the way they are, actually. Well, then you're the bad guys. And I'm glad you're stuck on Hawaii or whatever.
If you're imagine being stuck in Hawaii. How awful.
Yeah.
But, because I remember, if your powers are subpar or don't appear when you're whatever age and you get exposed to the Terrigen Mist, you just have to work in a mine.
Yep.
Unless you're the guy whose face is a projector that can show memories, in which case they'll keep you in a cupboard and just wheel you out whenever they need to watch something.
Yeah. Okay.
What a show.
Uh-huh.
They were also going to do damage control, remember? They talked about that a lot.
That's right.
I feel like that DC Powerless show probably, because it got in first and then got cancelled, probably killed that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's fascinating about all this stuff, though?
Yes.
They haven't retconned any of it yet. They haven't been like, you know what, we will do an Inhumans movie.
That's true, yeah.
And they haven't recast and done any. I mean, they've changed castings or whatever, but it's gonna come. I think it's gonna have to come to a point where they're like, oh no, we want to use this version of Ghost Rider, or no, we want Daredevil in the movies, and then they're gonna have to make a decision about, do they bring back the Black Bolt from the Inhumans?
Yeah, right, exactly.
If they decide, or they just leave him alone forever.
I just tried to look there. Is there a database of who lives and who dies after the Infinity War Thanos snap? I can't find the Inhumans on there. Where are they? Are they still
They're
on the
just
moon?
in Hawaii.
Yeah, I guess they're in
They all
Hawaii.
walked into the ocean.
Yeah, I guess that's probably... They probably all died by misadventure way prior to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a world. That snap really fucked up these TV shows as well, because all the timelines, like...
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, because aren't all the Defenders set in 2016 or something as well? Didn't somebody see a newspaper? Anyway, we've got a couple to go. The Runaways from last year, it's on Hulu. I watched the first 3. It's not bad.
How'd you feel?
I liked it.
Do you like the comic book it's based on?
I
a
haven't
lot.
read it,
Okay,
but I
I
know
liked it
you
a lot.
have read it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. But no, I haven't gone back, but I liked it.
Cool.
And then there's the other one, which I haven't seen.
Then you didn't like it that much if you didn't go back.
Exactly. There's a dinosaur in it. That's
How's
good.
the CGI on the dinosaur?
Not terrible for TV.
Great.
Yeah, which is a stirring endorsement.
Yep.
And also Cloak and Dagger is on Freeform, which I haven't.
No idea how to access that. Have not seen it.
Did you have AT&T?
No.
Is it even called AT&T?
Dunno.
Who's to say? So I'd like to talk about those more, but I can't.
We shall not.
Cloak and Dagger, one of them throws light diamonds, and the other one can...
One's a spooky ghost.
Spooky ghost shadow
There we
person, yeah. Yeah, I think this is all going to change. I think in a few years, all of these are going to be dead.
Yeah. Look, a lot of people have said good things about Cloak and Dagger, but nobody has ever pointed me to a definitive, oh my God, this is excellent because this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a sequence where this happens. It's always just like, yeah, it's good.
Do you like cloaks? Do you like
I do like
daggers?
clothes. Yeah, I do like both of those
It's
things.
too vague, though. You want
Yeah,
specifics.
exactly.
How are they
Exactly.
being used?
Yeah.
Anyway, bring back the cape. That's what I say. Put that into the MCU. The man with a magic cape who can snatch a gun out of your hand. Or
Oh, terrific.
what was that about? Who knows?
Is it even real?
It's real.
Was it a Mad TV
the
sketch?
cape? You know the cape, right?
Not really.
They even reference it in Community, the TV show Community, and it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I say these will be cancelled, I feel like all of this is going to be gone in a couple of years.
Right.
I think they're going to tighten all this up and make these event releases on the Disney streaming service.
Maybe like
like what Star Wars is doing.
yeah, how do you feel about like maybe a Defenders one-shot movie?
Yeah.
Disney streaming.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like that.
Definitely, Mason.
Yes.
And that's the end of this segment. Just a bunch of shit we remember about TV shows we've half watched.
It's the end of our segment. Now's our chance to rag on Inhumans again. Because boy was it bad. We drove out to some weird
We went
suburb.
like 50 minutes.
Because we went to there was only one IMAX cinema showing it.
Yeah.
It was the little IMAX.
It looked like just a big regular screen.
Yeah, it did,
like
yeah.
a VMAX.
Yeah.
There was like 2 other people in there. Or maybe that was just a mirror and it was us.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But yeah. Man,
Maybe that was just our future selves warning us not to go in.
Yeah, but what do you think? Okay, just quickly. On the whole, has this been a success?
Yes. There we go.
Yeah.
I think, look, I would...
Tentative, yes, but it could be better.
I think it could certainly be better. Tentative, yes, but just in terms of, again, having just watched Daredevil Season 3, just in terms of some of that stuff, I think it's worth it just for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been my hundreds of millions of dollars producing this stuff.
No.
So maybe I would feel differently if I worked at Marvel and I was looking at some red tape.
Would you like to look at red tape at Marvel?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're free to go.
Thank you.
That's, you know what segment it is now then?
Well, what we read and what we can read.
What are we going to read? What are we doing?
Nice. Good stuff.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today? Mason, I'd love to know what you're reading or going to read.
I have just started watching Castlevania on Netflix.
I heard good things.
It's fun.
I watched the first season, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the first 4 minutes that they released of it or whatever it
Okay,
was.
right.
Yeah.
So if you watch the first season or the first 4 minutes of one episode,
Well, they only released 17 minutes of it or whatever it was. The first season's like really short or nothing.
yeah, right.
It's like 2 episodes or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
liking it so far.
yeah, I've heard good things.
I mean, it's quite.
Alucard.
Yeah, it's quite bloody for a
For a Castlevania
yeah,
property,
well, I mean,
Mason?
What am I expecting?
It's vampires,
yeah,
Mason.
I guess that's true, but it's also like demons eating babies.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, right. It's fun though. It's
Do
good.
they cook them?
No, just straight out of the crib.
What the hell?
Straight out of the crib into the gob.
Nah, that's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've watched it all?
No, I've started it.
How many episodes is it?
I don't know.
How many do you think
But
it
I'm
should
just going
be?
to keep going until it. I think it should be 10 a season.
Tennis seasons.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You ever played tennis? You played tennis as a kid?
Yeah.
And?
I was bad at it.
Okay.
Yeah, it got progressively worse.
Regressively, that's the opposite of what usually happens.
I know,
when you do
right?
things, yeah.
But you know what? I also lost interest because I had to deal with really competitive kids.
Yeah.
And I don't care for that.
And the funny thing is, all of those kids are now world champion tennis players.
Disagree. Disagree.
Yeah, that's one of those things you don't realize when you're a kid, but to be an elite athlete,
Yep.
the best kid you're playing didn't make it ever.
No, that's true.
You know?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. I've been playing Red Dead.
Yes?
It's great.
tell me all about it.
It's more. I liked Red Dead the first one. Well, not
Yes.
the first one because there's one before the Rockstar one. You know what I'm talking about? The
Red Dead-
last one.
Yeah, Red Dead. Yeah.
Redemption
one.
Yeah.
Now this is a prequel.
That's my that's my favorite Rockstar game. I prefer them more to the GTA games where it's the radio just like, oh, it's me, Johnny Fuckface, and everybody's got boner patrols on the whatever. You know, it's just that. Have you ever listened to a GTA radio?
No, but I'd love to hear you say more about it.
That's it. That's all the things.
Just repeat it endlessly. Huh,
yeah.
interesting.
You know, just really kind of obvious and not good humor.
Yep.
But Red Dead's more kind of it's slower in terms of, you know, when you're on a horse for a lot of it.
That's true.
The story's more.
You're not listening to a gramophone that's
No.
playing the Boner Patrol.
Hey, it's me, Johnny. Yeah, but it's what's its name? It's more team focused, as in because you're in a gang.
Okay.
The gang that's mentioned in the first one.
Right.
It's a prequel to that.
So are you battling with? Do you have an AI team following you around?
Yeah, and so a lot of the missions aren't you riding up on your own, which you can do. You're doing it with people and you're having conversations and we're friends and we know each other from this and let's go rob this train and remember that person that whatever. So it does a better job of kind of making it not feel like you're alone in the wilderness as much, unless you want to do that. I think there's detail in it which I think is entirely unnecessary. Like there's bits where, you know, if you skin an animal that you shoot, first of all, you can't just shoot an animal and take its pelt.
Okay.
You can, but you got to shoot it with a proper bow or an arrow or a specific gun, and you got to hit it in the head or the neck. Otherwise, the pelt isn't as good.
Okay, right.
So
sure.
it's really like it's just hunting. Like it shouldn't be that. I don't know why you put that level of detail into it. You got to like polish your guns and that to make them work properly.
Oh, to maintain them.
Which I don't actually mind. Like there's elements I don't.
Oh, it sounds like it's edging towards micromanagement to me.
There's a lot of that. There is. So, but I think
Am I going to get stuck on the character creation scene, like picking the
there's
boots
a
out?
lot of clothing stuff, which
Ooh.
I went cowboy hat off. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing this.
Not a cowboy hat.
Well, I got knocked off in a fight and I never found it again at one
Wow.
point. So, and then
you can purchase another hat.
You can
right?
purchase one or you can pick up one off a dead guy or whatever.
And you've gone past hat stores
Yep.
and hat stalls.
I don't want a hat.
And a wagon selling hats and men with dead men.
People throwing
who've left
hats
their
at you.
People, and you've not picked up another hat.
Yeah,
Wow.
people playing hat through the hoop, trying to when you try and
Oh,
throw a
hat
hat
through the hoop. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But it's also where there's a whole bunch
Stuck
of
in a
people.
hat factory.
Yes.
Had to shoot your way out. Didn't think to pick up a single hat.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like the dead eye system returns where you do the slow motion shoot, but I get killed a lot because I'm just used to third person cover based shooters.
And
You
what
pop
is
up
this?
and
This is first person.
yeah, no, it can be first person, but it is third person. But it's more kind of it's easier to get shot.
Okay.
Well, I find it is. So if there's like 4 people coming at me, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna run. So,
Right,
but
okay,
but you get better, obviously. But I got killed by a bear and a cougar.
An attractive older lady.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Wow, yeah.
But look, it's if you like any of the Rockstar games, then yeah, you probably already have it. But if you don't,
Yeah.
you're not gonna like it.
They're sick guns? Or is it just like 6 shooters all the
No,
time?
there's a bunch of different guns. You can throw dynamite and shotguns and whatever. Yeah, but I think
Love
that
throwing a shotgun.
and there's like animations where like you got to take the saddle off your horse and you see it all and you take it off and then you walk over and you put like I don't need any of that.
Yeah,
I
right,
just don't need and you can't change your clothing on the horse when you're riding at a certain pace, but if you slow down you can. But it's also an instant change. So it's not even realistic when you change. Like what does it matter how fast you're going
Yeah,
in this
right.
thing that happens instantly? There's just things like that. It sounds like I'm not enjoying it, which is not true. I am.
There's just, but I guess if it's an experience you really enjoy, but there are some things that drag it down.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, oh, this is a super fun immersive experience and I'm having a lot of fun, but I have to, move the saddle or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that breaks the rhythm, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I guess it also adds to or supposed to add to immersion, and you're in this world, and
Yeah, right.
But then, when you can instantly switch clothing, it's like, well, what are you aiming for here?
That's
you know.
true, yeah.
Anyway, a lot of people, broke their back to make this game, as I'm sure you've
that's
seen
true.
the articles. But other people have
Well,
said
a lot of people broke their backs to create the TV series Inhumans, didn't they?
I don't think they did.
Nah.
I feel like everybody half-assed it.
Right.
Look, I hate to say it, but anyway, we got to move on unless you got another thing.
Batman Ninjas just appeared on Netflix. So
Has
I watched
it?
That. Yeah.
Okay.
Might give that a whirl.
Yeah.
eh?
All right. I've
Because
been
that's
meaning
something
to
that
watch
I have wanted to watch, but it's been slightly inconvenient to do so I haven't.
People say insane or good or insane or bad. That's
People
what
have
I've
said
heard,
that. People have
so-
said great visuals, bit bland.
Bit
But
bland.
we'll see, won't we?
Yeah, that's
We'll
interesting.
see, all right.
Should we do the letters segment
Let's
of the
do
show?
the letters segment. I'll do the letters theme. That's what I'm all about.
That's what I'm all about too.
Classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. You know they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
It's the fart at the end that makes it. You know?
Certainly is. If you want to reach the show, #WeeklyPlanetPod on Twitter, Facebook, and you have a Gmail, weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Great. Mason, Mike says on Twitter, #WeeklyPlanetPod, hey guys, any word or thoughts on the DC streaming service or Doom Patrol? As far as I know, it's still not available in Australia, so I have not watched
No.
the Doom.
no.
Also, Doom Patrol is... They're still filming it, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
Brendan Fraser's the robot?
Yep. mhm.
Or the voice of?
Yep.
Could be something.
Could be something, yeah. Will it be something, though?
Everything
What
is
was
something,
DC's
Mason.
last TV effort?
Titans.
Titans.
Just
Still
happening
not
right
out
now.
here, I don't think.
Yeah, well, because we don't have the streaming service.
Yeah,
Unless it's going to Netflix.
It is
here.
going to Netflix, but nothing appears when when
Cool.
you go to Titans and it's like, when it arrives, you'll be the first to know. I don't really want to know.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
go
yeah.
out of your way.
Uh-huh. I was
Right.
going to say, what's DC done recently, but they've done all the CW.
Yes, they're doing
Shows.
everything all the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're building a universe, a shared universe of
Of
TV
sorts.
characters.
Yes.
Do you have a Gmail?
Well, speaking of, this is from Cameron Gill. He said, I've just finished reading Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology.
Oh yeah,
I've-
you're a fan of
I
that.
like it's a good book. And thought it would be great to see some of these original myths adapted to the episodes of MCU's Loki series.
Ah, okay.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
He says, I think it would be a lot of fun to see Tom Hiddleston's Loki in some of these stories. He says, also, I'm pretty sure some people on the internet would love to see Hiddleston in the myth where Loki gives birth to an 8-legged horse.
Me too.
Yeah. Should Marvel look at the Norse mythology for Loki's inspiration? How do you feel about that? Where do you think he should exist? Do you want him on Earth? What do you want him?
I want weird cosmic god space stuff.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you can go to Earth occasionally, but he's just in a suit with a walking stick or whatever.
That's true, yeah.
It's not as interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, what if Loki worked in a clock store? All right.
Wait, what if he did work in a clock store?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, why would he? Magic clocks?
You are building the perfect episode right here. Why would he? What's his game, you know? Why is he in a clock store?
Yeah, why is he in a clock
How did
store?
he get that job? What was
Yep.
the interview like?
Yeah.
You know?
He used trickery. Or do you reckon he did the interview for real because he wanted to be real?
Maybe that's it, yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon he's dead?
Yeah.
But how are they going to bring him back?
Oh.
Because he wasn't just obliterated by the snap. He was choked to death.
I mean, he was obliterated by a form of snap, his neck.
Yes, that's true, yeah. Maybe that counts.
The original snap
Yeah.
of the neck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would kind of like you know what I would like to see? Maybe not we see him go through the original myths because that is back in the past.
Yeah.
But maybe the ramifications of the myths.
Oh,
He has
okay,
to
yeah.
because it'd be like a My Name Is Earl kind of situation where he has to go back and apologize for all the bad deeds he's done. Maybe he has to go back and he has to be a good dad to the 8-legged horse.
Oh, man, and work in a clock store.
Work in a clock store, exactly.
That's a
I
very...
think that would be good, like modern reinterpretations, or like because I'm sure there would be people out there who have done some extensive research on Loki and do love the original
Yeah.
myths. Maybe like the adventures of he has to go back and atone for all his misdeeds.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
That would be good. My name is Loki.
Exactly.
I like
It's
it.
Loki, yeah.
Got another tweet here
I'm ready.
from I Am Scrubstep. Have you guys checked out Neil Blomkamp's short films on YouTube from Oat Studios? They're pretty incredible, and what are your thoughts?
Yes, I have. I like
like
for
them
the
a
most
lot.
part, yeah. Mhm.
It just makes me want him to make the Alien film more and more,
Yes.
which he's probably not going to...
Or a District 10, which you probably also
Yeah.
won't make.
Sigourney Weaver, I think, said recently that he's too busy doing other things now to do Alien. Like, he's kind of moved on. Well, he's doing RoboCop Returns.
Yep.
And I want District 10.
Yeah, same.
I'm interested in everything that guy does, even if I don't love all these movies, but I kind of like all these movies, even the ones that people hate. Yeah. So, no, I think they're weird and horrible, a lot of those films.
Yes.
But in a good way. Yeah. Do you have a particular favourite one?
Give me some options.
Good question. Yeah. There's the one, like the Vietnam one where the weird...
Oh, yeah. With
monster.
Yeah, okay. That was one of the earlier ones, I think. I think that one, yeah. I should rewatch them again, I think.
Zygote, the one where the big ball of hands and arms and human... remember that? Human bodies after people.
Yeah. I think it might be the Vietnam one.
Yeah, okay.
Gets real weird real quick.
Raka, the one about the weird mind-reading aliens or
Isn't
lizard aliens.
This stuff is just out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Isn't it wild?
There's got some decent views on these as well. So I'm glad. Looks like there's so much money in them. And also, a lot of this also seems to be like, a lot of people do this stuff on the cheap. They're like, I will work on this because I love this particular thing.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
But no, I think this is a really... Maybe he was getting fed up with the studio systems, or maybe after like Chappie, he wasn't getting the kind of phone calls that he was. And I think this probably helped him out in a big way. So I'll watch anything sad in South Africa, but it's sort of the future.
Yeah.
You know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Another letter, or should we wrap it up?
Let me see.
Hurry up, Mason. I got a bloody podcast to edit.
All right. Okay, this is from Liam.
Okay, Liam.
Hey guys, love the show. Thank you. With the release of Lord of the Rings on Netflix and watching The Fellowship of the Ring for the 100th time, got me thinking, do you think we'll ever get an MCU movie in that vein with a group of characters having to get a thing from A to B? If so, how would you picture that movie going?
Oh, that's a big question.
I reckon maybe that might be the Falcon...
Getting A to B.
Yeah,
the shield from A to B.
Getting the shield from A to B in that Volkswagen.
We've talked about a happy Hogan.
I'm just very easily swayed by that photo of them in the Volkswagen.
Well, that's you pitched the Happy Hogan movie where he goes across America making sandwiches and delivering Captain America's shield.
That's true. I did.
Did you pitch that at one point?
Probably. That sounds like something I would say I'd do.
So what about that, Mason?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, there's Old Man Logan is about delivering super serum.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It can only really work in a like...
Why are they doing it?
Why are they road tripping when they could probably just fly or teleport or any number of things? So it has to exist in a universe where that cannot happen.
Yes.
Like maybe what about a Daredevil foggy road trip?
Nah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's him going, you haven't been a good friend to me, Matt Murdock, and I've had a haircut.
And I've had to keep driving because you're literally blind.
He'd be a great driver.
Yeah, I think he would, yeah.
Yeah.
It amazes me that he didn't do any driving in season 3.
Oh, yeah. He'll jump in a cab, though, won't he?
Yeah, he will. That's true.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, good stuff.
So that's the idea for the thing that we said. Whatever the thing was just then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what
we're doing. It's a good question, though.
Thank you.
I wish I had more time, Mason, but I have to edit this and get this out.
That's true. Yep.
So wrap us up, bring us home.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for bloody listening. Thanks, everybody, for donating. We'll put up a photo of that plaque. Everyday Hero. They do good stuff. Y'all do good stuff. That's right, I said y'all.
Yeah.
If you want to say hi to us, like the folks in our letter segment, you can go to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com. And we're Weekly Planet Pod on Facebook and Twitter and Bandcamp.
Great Mates Group.
Oh, Great Mates. There's a Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Group on Facebook. Just join up there. There's 11,000 people having all sorts of chats about all sorts of stuff. You can also go to planetbroadcasting.com, sign up to our newsletter from the great Rob Collins. He's the Weekly Planet on Twitter. Follow him as well. You can follow me, Wikipedia Brown, on Twitter, and I'm also on Instagram.
And I am Mr. Sunday Movies at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
If you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies.
You want to chuck us a buck?
Chuck us a buck. We would bloody love and appreciate
Caravan of Garbages got up there early. This week we're doing a Harry Potter prequel.
Oh.
Which we won't spoil here.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yes.
We've done the video.
We have. Speaking
I
of...
acted surprised there, but we did it for the video.
We've got options for next week, right?
Yep.
Now, I'd like to do the Harry Potter films, like the next 2.
Yes.
But maybe we should do the first 2 Rocky films for Creed. Because next week is Nothing, and then it's Fantastic Beasts, and then it's Robin Hood, and then it's Rocky.
Right.
So, do you think we should do the Rocky films?
What's coming up first? Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah. But then, because we can't do the Rocky films if we don't do it next week.
That's true. Okay, let's watch Rocky 1 and 2.
Okay, so everyone, we're watching Rocky 1 and 2
Everybody
for next
get
week.
your TiVos ready.
Da-na-na.
And hope that it's Rocky 1 and 2 are on your television.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, if you can go to the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description.
Yes.
Click through, buy Rocky 1 and 2 on Amazon, and we'll get a kickback
on VHS.
Somehow. Or buy The Inhumans on VHS, season 1. Don't do that. Don't ever do it. Or watch it and let us know what you think of the remaining 6 episodes of that show.
And they're bad.
They are. I bet they're bad.
Yeah,
exactly. Anyway, we'd love you to do that.
We would.
We've got some teas on tpublic.com. We're thinking about doing some Christmas merch.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. I'm thinking a bauble.
I'm thinking
sort of bauble.
nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm the
thinking-
Grinch.
Yeah,
Claire
you-
calls me the Grinch of Christmas, but I think that's just the Grinch.
That's just the Grinch, isn't it? Yeah.
That's what she says.
But does she also call you the Grinch of other things?
No, just Christmas.
No, then
I think she might have called me the Grinch of Halloween the other day.
That's what we call a tautology.
Oh.
The Grinch of Christmas. Grinch is all about...
Do you want to quickly talk about your dad's Halloween sign?
My dad does not care for Halloween, evidently.
Oh, really?
And he put up he got a box, like some sort of, he'd had been delivered a package, and he wrote, I showed up there, and he'd written in terrifying handwriting,
In blood.
please do not disturb. And he's underlined please, because he's not a fan of children showing up for Halloween, I guess. But it is, I don't think he realized that it looks, he thinks it looks like a sign that says please do not come into this house, but I feel it's terrifying enough that it looks like
It could be a Halloween.
it could be a Halloween, like don't come into this haunted house, it could be too haunted, look out.
Did you get anyone knocking on the
I
door?
don't think so, no.
Yeah. But there was a Halloween kind of themed party in my neighborhood, which
Oh, yeah.
we went to with my son, which was a lot of fun. A lot of Spider-Mans.
Yes.
It's clearly the most popular character. I see why it sells the most merch.
Yeah, right,
All
uh-huh.
kids are just Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We did the candy thing. And my house, because this is my first Halloween here, is just a thoroughfare. It turns out.
Yeah, oh,
I don't know
right.
what.
Every
It's on the
kid,
way to everything.
Yeah, right.
So I was trying to put my son to bed, and the door would ring every 2 or 3 minutes. And eventually I put a bowl out there just like with no sign so people could take one.
Yeah.
And then the dog kept going mental. My son kept waking up and coming out. So I packed it all up. I went out because Claire put up some Halloween decoration. I just took them all down because I'm like, I have to edit. I can't be getting up every 2. Some kids found me. I used to teach. I don't even live anywhere near where I used to teach.
Oh, they sought you out.
They found me, Mason.
Wow.
But no, it's fun. It really is. I
See,
like
it sounds to me like you're a little bit of a Grinch for Halloween.
Maybe I am, Mason.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that the show?
I think it is. Let's say thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. We bloody love them.
How do they do it? Like this?
I mean, they only did it once.
Computer on. Yeah, that's
Computer
true.
on,
Yeah, it was a one-off effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Mm. Okay, thanks everybody.
Grab that jam, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.